Hello. If anybody is in need of translation, we have that proper personnel that is going to be able to help. Si alguien necesita traducción, por favor levante la mano y los equipos están disponibles en la parte de atrás. ¿Estamos ready? Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting for the Lawrence City Council. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Act 2022, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person in the City Council chambers and remotely. The Zoom link was provided to anybody that requested. This meeting is also being transmitted live through the Lawrence City Council Facebook page, as well as the Lawrence City Council YouTube page. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Present.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmol.
Present.
Councilor Infante is noted as absent. Councilor Reyes.
Present.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Present.
Councilor LaPlante.
Present.
Council Vice President Levy.
Present.
Council President Rodriguez.
Present. Please join me for a moment of silence in celebration to the 173 years of the City of Lawrence. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with the liberty and the justice for all. Councilors, can I get a minute to approve minutes? Can I get a motion to approve minutes from December 16, 2025?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions? There is none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Please, councilors, can I get a motion to approve minutes from April 7, 2027,
Motion to
2026? There's a motion to approve. Properly second discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Public participation. The rule for public participations are as follows. You're going to have 2.5 minutes to speak. At the 2-minute mark, you're going to hear a beep or an indication that you still have 30 seconds. Please refer to this council as a whole. Name and address for the record that anybody that is providing public participation. So the first person that we have is H. Mali. Name and address for the record, please.
153 Chester Street. Good evening, honorable members
We, the citizens, are proud and grateful for Lawrence Police Department, one of the best police departments in the nation. Lawrence Police, with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Chief Morris Agler, doing excellent job to protect our citizens. Thank you for making Lawrence a safe city. Lawrence is a beautiful city because of our best hard-working DPW workers and leadership. Thank you for making Lawrence a beautiful city. We, the citizens, support our inspection department and the union. Thank you for excellent job. Lawrence Public School, with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Superintendent Ralph Guerrero, doing excellent job. Million thanks to Honorable Director Wu. Lawrence teachers, proud of you. We support your union. Because of you, Lawrence will rise again. Lawrence always strong. Lawrence always unite. We are proud of our veterans. Thank you for your service. We must hire 2 new positions in the Veterans Department and create the best department for the Commissioner for Elders. In this important meeting, as we honor our best police officers, the first responder, we support our firefighters union with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Chief Delaney. Lawrence police officers, thank you for excellent service. We are united to support Lawrence police officers. Thank you for excellent job.
The next person that we have is Rich Russell, Councilor Russell.
Good evening, councilors. Rich Russell, 34 Cross Street. Not much in my bi-weekly rant in front of the council except, will somebody tell me what the Rule 12F exception is? I noticed that the council gave themselves an early Christmas present and deleted 33 of 38 tabled items, including agenda item 46623, an item that was tabled back in, I think, April of 2004, that implied that 3 monument plaques are, and I quote from the agenda, anticipated monument revisions after July 1st, 2024, with the FY25 budget. Well, the FY25 budget has come and gone, and we're well into blowing the entire FY26 budget, and nothing has been done about that agenda item other than erase it into history. 3 items on that 12-16-25 agenda, 72-16, 125-17, and 444-23 were given Rule 12F exceptions. When my second cousin, 7 times removed, Jason Russell, gave his life 251 years and 2 days ago, I don't think that he thought that helping to jumpstart a new country would create a new unwritten political rule, that being, there are rules for me and there are rules for thee. Continuing on, regarding the crap show over the TIF situation at 470 Broadway. How about this? Give him his 15-year TIF with the provision the TIF expires with either the sale of the property or the expiration of the 15-year TIF. Boy, would former City Councilor Sandy Almonte love to weigh in on this discussion. Last, who allowed 2 pieces of snow fighting equipment to park in the General Donovan School parking lot? Isabel Melendez had to give up using the Donovan School. Is this another case of rules for me and rules for thee? As always, I thank you for the time.
The next person on the list is Shakira Asuncion. Name and address for the record, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Shakira Asuncion. I reside at 19 McKinley Avenue. Thank you everyone for your time today and your presence. I really do appreciate the space to be able to talk about something I find very important to me and also to the city. I'm going to be talking about item 6326, which is appropriation transfer of $200,000 from free cash to the Merrimack Valley Workforce Board for AI workforce training for Lawrence residents, petitioned by Octavian Spanner and the Mayor, Brian DePena. I disagree with this transfer request. A, the monies have already been appropriately assigned. It's been assigned to the Federación de Comerciantes Hispana. It's been properly assigned through the creating of Thriving Lawrence Act to help Lawrence businesses from closing, something that's been happening more and more with the gentrification of Lawrence City due to all the developers of overpriced housing, as well as developing of organizations and businesses that do not per se center the needs of Lawrence residents currently. AI, workforce training, something that is not presented nor asked by Frank Bonnet, who is the actual ED of the Merrimack Valley workforce. As we all know, AI is very dangerous for this world, and dangerous not only for our minds, but also for our planet. It gets rid of drinking water, which means that our youth that we're creating this program for won't be having access to drinking water in the years of their highest working age of 30 to 40. Also means that we're also going to be increasing the electricity bill, because that's what AI does. With the AI dating centers, it creates really high electricity charges and impacts the entire city, something that a lot of Lawrence residents already struggle to pay. As well, AI is also ensuring that it's pushing people out of the workforce, not increasing workforce opportunities. I think what would be much more valuable for Merrimack Valley Forest Board is to be able to have workforce programs that centering the youth and increasing their soft skills and hard skills that can't be dictated nor can be taken away by AI. A. B, I also believe that this money that's already been properly allocated but not properly dispersed should be going dispersed the way it was actually appropriated by the council and by the city by the rules of the Creating a Thriving Act grant, which is to the Federación, who had put in the work to put in the application, put in the work and the patience to get approved for the application, and also is putting in the work to make sure this money goes towards the creating the businesses of Lawrence's and business owners in Lawrence who are needed, especially with the limited parking there is in the exit street, as well as limited parking and the closure of potential businesses on Winter Street with the upcoming projects coming on for the city of Lawrence. I like to believe that the city and the council members can be able to put more effort and thought into ensuring that this free cash that's actually not free but not properly dispersed to the people who were granted the funds, the Federación de Comerciantes Hispana.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time.
The next person that we have is Ashley Asuncion. Name and address for the record, please.
Hello, good evening. My name is Ashley Asuncion. I live at 19 McKinley Avenue, and I appreciate the time you guys taking to listen to us as we have this opportunity to speak about the matters we're concerned with our city. I would like to follow up on Shakira Asuncion's point in regards of the order of 6326 related to the free cash funds. That's not free cash. That should be better allocated to what was promised by the city, related to the work in the force of the Federation of the Businesses, to which they try their best to make sure they get support so they don't flow closure as many are doing now to this day. In regards to that, I believe that the Workforce Training of Lawrence Residents organization has done a fantastic job without AI, and they definitely don't need to spend all that money on AI. AI was just created and is not needed for our citizens to thrive. I went to the workforce when I was a child. When I started in high school, 14, 15, going to work, the workforce was an amazing program without AI, and I think it'll be better without AI, with more support from the city, with the needs in which Frank can tell you all day and all night about. And so in that regards, I don't believe that technology in that matter would benefit the city. Instead, I think it would better benefit using those funds for the organization promise, and if not, other funds for training would benefit, like transportation or providing meals for people to go to work, to students to go to work. Some people don't have food to go to work, to have energy to go to these type of training. So maybe education related to practicing shadowing, maybe Lawrence businesses, the same ones are getting closed down because there's no money for them to get support to ensure that they don't close down. So maybe we use all of our issues together regards to the money for education, whether that's related to the students and the workforce, as well as transportation, as well as food, and as well as our businesses that we all know who create them and who maintain them, which is the city of Lawrence themselves, or at least we are trying to. And in that regards, there is nothing else I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll for Councilor Infante.
Councilor Infante. It looks like your mic is muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
I'm present.
thank you.
Ms. Varied. The next person on the public participation list is Sarah Perez. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. This is Sarah Perez, 19 McKinley Ave, Lawrence, Massachusetts. And the reason why I'm here is for that money that was funded or was assigned to the Federación to stay at the Federación. business locally need the money. Especially, I'd rather have you guys work with those business on Lower Street that they're gonna close down for like 8 months, and there's plenty of business there that will need the money. That money needs to stay with Lawrence business. That money cannot be going to any other area. Another thing that I want to mention today is take a moment here to invite you all for next week meeting. The court setting for next week for the LRA a lawsuit against the city, and I think it's a very important that many of us participate of the meeting because it's going to be a before and after. Whatever the judge decide that day, it's going to be a before and after for Lawrence, and it's really important that we participate in the meeting. The other thing that I want to mention is the minutes. I do a lot of research on the website, and I would like you guys to post the minutes from the meeting as soon as you can, because I need those to do my research. Thank you very much.
Right, the next person is Wilson Santos. De Los Santos. Sorry. Name and address for the record, please.
Wilson de los Santos, 34 Arlington Streets. I'm also here to support the Federación Hispana de Negocio. One of the things that we have to understand is about 80% of employment or jobs in the United States are created by small businesses. Lawrence has the distinct reality that about 90% of it's micro businesses, businesses that are 1 to 9 employees, and some small businesses 10 to 49 of them. If we decide to take money away from businesses that are already allocated to invest in new technologies that are not necessarily the safest technology available today, we are doing a great disservice to small businesses in Lawrence, especially when 90% of those businesses are from Latinos-owned businesses. What I will suggest is that before you guys allocate or reallocate the money, think twice. Go talk to the people. Talk to small business owners and see how much they are hurting right now, because they are. AI is not doing any services or any benefits to those businesses, especially in Lawrence. About 70% of those businesses in Lawrence, we don't speak the language. We don't speak computer languages. And if we think that educating our young people with artificial intelligence is a great thing, I support that. But not right now. Not especially when less than 1% of our GDP nationwide is not driving from artificial intelligence. It's for small businesses. Lawrence will suffer greatly if we continue to remove money away from small businesses and allocate it in other areas that are not necessarily helping our community. That's all I need to say. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person is Alaida? Yeah, Alida. Name and address for the record, please. Nombre para...
Buenas tardes a todos. Aleida María Falet, 25 Basso Street. Estoy aquí para comentarle algo a ustedes y estoy muy contenta de verlo todos a la cara, uno, por lo cual nosotros votamos y ustedes eligen por nosotros. Eso es normal. Resulta que quiero saber a quién se le ocurrió contratar una compañía privada para los tickets. Estamos sufriendo todo por eso. Las ciudades sin organización no son ciudades, son desastres. Estoy de acuerdo. ¿Por qué de $25? Eso en temporada de nieve, ponen $100. ¿Por qué tan alto? No lo entiendo. Porque ¿dónde van los fondos que ustedes reciben? ¿Dónde van? ¿Qué le da la compañía privada a ustedes para la sociedad, para nosotros? ¿Qué le dan? No es posible que estemos pagando un alto precio por todo esto. Los miros están puestos hasta en zonas residenciales. Porque si ustedes pueden ver la Loren abajo entera, todas residenciales. No solamente son aquí. Ustedes se fueron al urbano. Yo quiero saber cuánto reciben ustedes, porque no es posible que a nosotros se nos crucifique como está la situación ahora. Quiero que, por favor, que de la misma forma que ustedes votaron para que eso fuera implementado, ustedes lo piensen entre ustedes. no den la facilidad de entender el por qué, ¿cuánto reciben? No quiero más abuso. Estamos siendo abusados. Y nadie quiere decir nada. Aquí hay funcionarios que saben de eso. No lo hablan. ¿Por qué? Pues su trabajo. Pero ya no lo maltraten más, por favor. Nosotros le elegimos a ustedes para que nos defiendan. Y creo que vale la pena venir aquí y vendré las veces que sean necesarios. Porque de no ser escuchada, entonces el pueblo se levantará. A ustedes se les olvida que una sociedad latina, que también es pobre, mucha gente pobre aquí, y lo están atacando por todos los lados. Muchas gracias.
Council
The
President,
next. Councilor Brown?
just want to let you know that this did not work for me. So,
Was it on or off?
if I knew where the on and off button would be, that would be hugely helpful.
fight with it for a few minutes.
What did you do?
I had to kind of fight with it.
Put him on.
What's that?
Put him on.
Put them on?
Yeah.
No, that I could figure out. It's just getting it on is the issue. Where do you see it?
You didn't, you just held it down for a while, and then it did work
Right.
after.
Council President, I would just let the record reflect that I was not able to listen to that part of that. So could the clerk please put that as part of the minutes?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No problem. It will be noticed on the minutes. The next person is Mark LaPlante. Councilor LaPlante.
Use my best English on this. Thank you very much, Council President. So this Lawrence Square project, LSP, we've got one coming up this Thursday, April 23rd, 4 p.m. at the intersection, I always forget the intersection, Salem and South Union Street. It's for Joseph T. Guile, Jr. The very quick story is that he actually died in Vietnam. His family was a family that was very much involved in the military. His grandfather was a gold Congressional Medal of Honor winner during the Civil War. His father received the Purple Heart during World War II. And now Joseph, the son, Jr., died in Vietnam. So his square is at the intersection, like I mentioned, but it's right at O'Connell Park. And there used to be, the old timers will know this, it's before my time actually, but there used to be a place called Joe's Bungalow. And at Joe's Bungalow, they used to have a thing called a chicken barb. The chicken, or I'm sorry, let me pronounce it again, a chicken bob. And that was very popular and very famous. And so many Laurentians used to go to that place to eat. It was very popular. So that's how he's notified. And then we'll talk a little bit more about his life, talk a little bit more about his dad. And then I just learned this evening that his mom is still alive, which is amazing to me. And where is she? That's true, right? Joseph's mom's still alive, right? So that just gives me goosebumps. So I invite you. Hopefully she'll be able to make it. But hopefully you all as well. You're all invited. Please come by at 4 p.m. on Thursday. Thank you.
The next person is Elias Checo. Name and address for the record, please.
Hello, I'm Elias Checo from 121 West Street, Lawrence, Mass. So I just have a few questions. We've been renting our city property for over 20, 30 years or so, probably about 20, exaggerating. So we come to a conclusion. We've been trying to buy this land for so long. We also need the parking. Right now is going through a situation. I don't know what's going on. I need some clearance and justification for that, please. So we had made some plans to buy the lot. They made copies. About that. So this is what the property will look like if you guys sell us the property instead of, we don't know what's the plan for it yet. There's so many questions to ask, especially about the area. What else was it? So we own a small shop, repair shop. We've been renting this property for over 20 years or so. We just want to purchase it to make basically a good planning, as you saw in the picture. As well, there is no parking in the street eventually. They say it's us. It's not really us, it's just the high volume of customers we have. We have 20 employees that depend on us eventually. We have customers that come out of the area eventually from different towns, different cities, different states. As you guys know, eventually. We constantly get harassed by the ticket meters. Eventually, there's no parking. So we definitely need this parking lot to proceed with our business. Otherwise, eventually, we don't know where to park the 15 employees we have. Everybody has vehicles, so we also need to park them somewhere. We want to just buy the property if possible. If you guys could take a look at it, please. We have required everybody with documents about this over the 20 years we've been in business or longer. No one really got back to us. We just been denied service and everything else. We just continue working as normal people do. We were told we are first picked to buy the land, property, different mayors, different councilors, different people. We just being treated like kids over here, you know? So there's a situation we want to get fixed. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, all these names are going to be submitted for the records. So we're going, now we're going to the agenda. We have a few employees here from the city that has been here since 8 in the morning today, and we would like to take care of those items first. So we're going to start with Budget and Finance. Madam Chair from the Budget and Finance Committee, are you ready with Budget and Finance? Or do you want? Do you want the Vice Chair to take care of those?
It's, I can read it, it's okay.
The volume is very low.
Hold on.
Yeah. No, Teresa's gonna say it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the first item that we have for the Budget and Finance Committee is item, oh, I just lost my place. Sorry, give me 1 second.
6326.
Item 63-26, appropriation transfer in the amount of $200,000 from free cash ARPA account to Merrimack Valley Workforce Board for AI workforce training for Lawrence residents between the ages of 18 to 25. Was sent up to the full council as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
There is a motion on the table. Can you hear a second?
Second.
Properly second discussion. So we have people from the administration here that in case we have anybody have any questions.
Council President, I do have one, if I may.
Sure, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Council President, through you. I just want to make sure that the documents that I'm seeing is accurate. I believe that vote was not unanimous, but I am seeing in our documents that it is a unanimous vote, and I just want to make sure that we recorded that correctly.
Yeah, that was not unanimous.
I believe it was you, Council President, that had a different vote,
That
but
is
you are
correct.
marked with the yes.
Yeah, I haven't no. Yes, make sure that you reflect that on the minute. Yes. We'll correct it.
Thank
Yes,
you,
the vote
President.
was 3-1, and you have presented that as a form of a motion. It's been second. Discussion on the matters. Any discussions? There is anybody from the administration that would like to add anything on this? Right, all those in favor, please say aye. Oh, hold on. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. There is one councillor that is online.
With regard to document 63-26, I'm calling the roll, starting with you, Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Mama.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President.
No. What's the count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in favor.
7 in favor, 2.
One absent and one, one absent, one no.
Motion carries. Item 13026.
Item 13026 is payment of prior year invoices in the amount of $343,194.85 for transportation vendors for the school department, and it was brought up as a favorable recommendation to the full council, and I make that as a formal motion.
There's a motion on the in front of us, properly second, discussion. Before we discuss this item, I would like to bring a potential situation that we have presented some students' name, and for the record, that has been corrected by the school department. They have submitted a new set of documents and removed previous documents with the students' names on those items that were submitted previously to the city council. As far as we understand, those names has not been distributed to anybody other than the councilors, and I hope that we can correct this matter in the future or any similar situation. Mr. Kafu? Or what is the proper position?
CFO.
CFO.
Jason
Mr.
Guerrero, CFO for Lawrence Public Schools. Yes, Mr. President, good evening, and good evening, members of the council. Yes, we were here on April 13th in front of the Budget and Finance Committee to get a vote to authorize payment of this. There were some documents that were given to the council that had some sensitive information on, and first thing the next day we went and fixed the issue. I want to say thank you to our city clerk who worked expeditiously to do that, and we're here again to get the vote from the full council on the matter.
All right, councilors, any questions in regard to that to the payment of prior year's invoice for the amount of $343,194.85? All right, since there is none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmol.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy. Yes. Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Congratulations. Item 131-26.
Item 131-26, authorization to expend $300,000 in earmark provided by Representative Frank Moran for supplemental costs associated with the city bridge projects was sent up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
Second.
There's a motion on the in front of us, properly second discussion. I hear no discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Sorry. Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Marmol.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy is noted as momentarily absent. Council President.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 132-26, Madam Clerk, Madam Chair from the Budget and Finance Committee.
Item 132-26, the review and approval of annual applications to HUD for the Community Development Block Grant, the CDBG, estimated amount of $1,638,713, and for the home grant in the estimated amount $835,894.17 was sent up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second discussion.
Discussion.
Councilor LaPlante.
I know that there was some changes at the last meeting on the numbers. Does the motion reflect the changes?
The motion was general, but it could reflect the proper amount.
So is the answer yes?
On the Budget and Finance Committee was presented as the proper amount, and at that point it was changed. So, Madam Clerk, do you have the proper number?
If it came out of committee, I will have the numbers in the committee report. So yes.
It is reflecting the discussion that the Budget and Finance Committee have, which is the amount of $1,638,713, and the home funds for the amount of $835,894 with 17 cents.
I'd like to make a friendly amendment to the motion that it reflect the actual dollars that was submitted to us 2 weeks ago by the director, Ms. Fink. And I believe that number for the block grant and home, block grant is 1606570.
Can you say that again, please?
Sure. And I just want to make sure, I'm actually looking to Ms. Fink to make sure I've got the right numbers, but I do have it on the spreadsheet. And this is the first part. There was a reduction, and just to be steady with what, so the public knows that we're actually having a public hearing that reflects the actual numbers. I believe that it's 1606570. Ms. Fink, can you confirm that, please?
That is the correct number for Community Development Block Grant.
Commission?
It's $1,606,570.
And the home funds?
It's $831,805.18. And the reason there's a difference is when I submitted the original amount, we did not have the actual allocation amounts yet, but we do have them now.
We'll make sure that next time it's properly reflected on the document. It was not properly written down when we have it here.
So I'd like to make an amendment, or a friendly amendment to the chair to have the numbers reflect what Ms. Fink just presented to us.
And to order a public hearing.
In order of public hearing. It is, right.
Madam Chair from the Budget and Finance Committee, do you accept the friendly amendment?
I accept.
All right, there is a friendly amendment properly accepted. Any discussion? So in general, Ms. Finn, can you explain to the public that is looking at this meeting and watching, what is the CDBGs, what are we doing with it, the amount that is actually the amount that is diverse to the community, different programs, and also the home funds?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
President, if I could just interject, we will be having a public hearing. I'm not sure, we ordered one, so that will be coming up, I'm sure, in a couple weeks. Of course, you feel free to ask whatever questions you want right now, but that would, I would imagine, be coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it will happen, but I mean, there is a lot of people that is interested, that have raised the question.
Sure. So community development block grant funds are allocated to communities around the country from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. It is a formula grant, and we are allowed to spend 15% of that grant on what we call public service activities. So we run an RFP process every year where nonprofit organizations can apply for these funds, and we have an advisory board that makes recommendations to the mayor, who then has the opportunity to review those recommendations and make changes as he sees fit. This year, we are awarding $231,000 to various nonprofit organizations within the city. The Community Development Department also administers some of the funds for park and infrastructure improvements. We use funds for and match to a lead abatement grant that we received for $7.3 million. And we also use funding to support our administrative costs to operate our department. The Home Investment Partnership Program, often just called the HOME Program, is geared towards providing affordable housing to low and moderate income individuals. We provide down payment assistance. We have a 15% set aside for community housing development organizations, which are nonprofit organizations that work in particular areas in the community and either build affordable rental housing or home ownership units. And we also have funding set aside for the creation of some rental housing, and a small amount, 10%, is allowed to be spent on administrative costs.
Madam Chair of the Budget and Finance Committee, I believe that this motion should be to order a public hearing.
Correct, yes.
Yep. So I accept the friendly amendment to reflect the actual numbers and to order a public hearing on the matter.
All right, there is a motion on this matter to accept the proper amount and to order a public hearing on this specific amount. It was properly second. Discussion. Any other discussion? I hear none. All those in favor, please. Madam Chair, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario, noted as temporarily absent. Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy. Yes. Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries.
Thank you, councilors.
Thank you. Item 13426.
Item 134-26 is the water rate adjustment proposal, and it was sent up to the full council as a favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Really forgot. Oh, he told me.
I didn't hear.
Second.
Yeah, it's that, there's a motion in front of us, properly second. Discussion. This is to order a public hearing, right? All right, discussion on the matter? Councilors, we have received that a couple other suggestions and other more information to be reflected, potentially on your research, just for you to do your part of the research when it comes to take the vote. Any other questions? I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy. Yes. Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 135, Madam Chair, from the Budget and Finance Committee.
Council President, I'd like to recuse myself from this matter for an apparent conflict of interest. Thank you.
No problem. Item 135, 26, Madam Chair, from the Budget and Finance Committee.
Item 135-26, authorization to expend $28,000 of the Mass DEP Sustainable Materials Recovery Program Fund grant was sent up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second. Discussion. The recycling coordinator is here? Yeah. Councilors, any questions? Just remind everybody, like the weeks that we're gonna have these opens for the DPWR.
Good evening, councilors. Nelson Silva, recycling coordinator. So we will be starting that. I'm going to be sending out communication within the next week on that. The Household Hazardous Waste Saturdays would be starting May 9th at the DPW yard, 31 Auburn Street from 8 to 12, where you can come and bring your household items. And we will be there. It'll be 2 Saturdays per month until October.
So household items, make sure they specify which ones.
Yeah, so, TVs, computers, monitors, small appliances, electronic components, stereos, let's just say, radios, batteries, motor oil, antifreeze. The list is
Paint.
pretty long. So, yeah, there's a long list, especially with people who have their stuff, over the winter and want to bring it. Now is the time. So,
Right, a specific item that are going to be announced by your department, right?
yeah, I will be sending out communication citywide and posting it for the residents pretty soon.
All right, thank you. Any questions,
Thank you.
councilors? I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes. Yes. Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante. Noted as momentarily absent. Oh, he recused. I apologize. Council Vice President. Yes. Council President Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, item 15326, Madam Chair from the Budget and Finance Committee.
Item 153-26, authorization to expend $35,000 for the fiscal year 26 firefighter safety equipment grant from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security was sent up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
Second.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Marmol.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries. Personnel Committee. Madam Chair of the Personnel Committee, item 13726.
Item 137-26 is the reappointment of Joseph R. Corderoni to the Greater Lawrence Sanitary District Commission was sent up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
Second.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second discussion.
Discussion.
Councilor LaPlante. Is the person here?
Yeah, he's here.
First row.
I want Council President
I know.
Quattroni to stand up. Would you please stand up, Council President? Former Council President? So there's testimony, there is life after the council. Just because you leave the council doesn't mean you give up on public service. And Joe, Mr. Quattroni, excuse me, has been, listen, you got a proper title, I'm going to give it to you. The council president, one of my first ones when I was serving here, has stayed involved in our city in various capacities. Can you please step to the microphone, please? I mean, honest to goodness, you weren't always this shy. I don't know what happened, but when we're
getting
giving
older.
But how many years have you been doing this, Council President? How many years?
Is for what
The
this
GLSD.
since 2010.
So it's been 16 years now,
Yeah.
going strong, and you love it, I think.
Well, it's the JLSD is a very good. They do a lot of work for the city. They do great things. We get some great. We have a great executive director, Sherry Cousin, who gets a lot of grants from us. She's loved by the federal government. She's loved by the state. Millions of dollars come in, and Sherry runs tours, and I believe Councilor Del Rosario.
Del Rosario, yeah.
And my middle name is Rosario, but I don't have Del in front of it, so forgive me. But he went on the tour, the mayor, and any councilor that would like to go on a tour, they could either call Sherry or myself. Would be glad to do it. And I think you'll find it a very impressive facility. And Councilor, he loved it that day, and I wish it would go there. There's with 4 communities. Lawrence has 4 commissioners. Methuen has 2 commissioners. North Andover has 1. And Andover has 1. So we're the dominating force there, but we also pay the biggest lion's share of the budget. But we get to do a lot of good things with it. Salem is in the system, and Dracut, but they have no voting authority. But I asked Sherry to prepare not a meal from the chateau, for the I got a meal for your brain, which is these handouts. And I got one for every, park it over here. I have one for every councilor, and I have one for the city clerk, Eileen Brunel. It's very detailed. I think you'll really like it, and maybe this will inspire you to go on a tour, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So if I could.
Councilor,
That's one way of passing it on. But, Mr. President, I want to thank you, and I want to thank the councilors for allowing me to speak. But I also want to thank the chair of the Personnel Committee, Councilor Infante, and the members of the Personnel Committee for sending me up to the board, the commission, with a favorable recommendation. I hope you also feel the same way.
Thank
I love being involved with the city, and I really appreciate you giving me another opportunity to return. My wife said, keep it to a limit. She's watching me behind, so I'm going to keep it short. But thank you for everything, and thank you for allowing me to be of service to the city. And my good friend Mark LaPlante, he always speaks highly of me. I don't know why.
For how long did you serve in the council?
What, 10 years? 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
So you've been serving for over.
Well, I enjoyed it. I
24
met a lot
years.
of good people. Like I told Councilor Plant a long time ago, we're not here forever. We're just passing through. But while you're passing through, enjoy it. And I have a lot of great memories. And the small amount of negativity is nothing. Just ignore it, because there'll always be that small amount. Eileen Burnell, former city councilor representing our district, she did an outstanding job. So, but I also, I'm going to say one more. I'll stop after this. I'm impressed what you did at this chamber. And that goes to show me, if you can do this, which some people think, well, what's the big, this is a big deal what you did. I don't think anybody realizes what you had to go through to make this happen. Very impressive. Out-of-towners coming here. We not only look like other communities, we look better than other communities. So good job in getting this room done. I'm done. Thanks again for everything.
Thank you. Any questions, councilors?
Council President.
Councilor Rosario.
Councilor LaPlante still have the floor. I was just going to add one little tidbit. Yeah, Council President Cordon was my very first council president back in 1998. 1893 or thereabout. And then put me in none of the committees I wanted to be on. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Councilor Rosario.
Thank you, through you, Council President. And I want to encourage my colleagues to go on the tour. It's not just an amazing facility. Also, Mr. Coroni loves what he does, and when somebody that loves what he does give you a tour, it transmits to you what actually they do. And I mean, it was a fun day when I was there a few years ago, and I still remember. So we should plan to go back, and you guys should be amazed at what kind of plant do we have there and what kind of people actually run that place. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
Council President?
Councilor, Madam Chair from the Personnel Committee.
Thank you, through you, Council President. I just want to thank Joe for his patience. He was away and couldn't attend the Personnel Committee, but he worked with myself, with the city clerk, and our secretary to ensure that he had a statement ready for us and advocated for his reappointment. And I also want to say, and the reason for that is because his son was retiring from 27 years of Border Patrol service to our nation. So he was spending time with his family. So thank you for that. And now it's more on a personal level. But Joe, when you and I speak over the phone and you give me advice and your wisdom, we stay on the phone for a while. So I appreciate your guidance when you do give me those advice, and we see eye to eye more than we don't. So I appreciate that, and I hope to continue that open communication with you, former counselor.
Right. Thank you, councilors. We also have the Commissioner of the Water and Sewer Department for the City of Lawrence that is here in support of this item. Any other questions? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, item 15426, appointment of Madam Chair from the Personnel Committee.
We had a request to table that.
Item 154-26, the appointment of Modesto Maldonado to the Greater Lawrence Sanitary District Commission was sent up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
Second.
There's a motion on in front of us, properly second, that the applicants have, the administration have requested to table these matters. Can I hear a motion to table?
Second.
There's a motion to table, properly second, no discussion on the table matters. All those, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Marmol.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Do we have any other city employee that is here? Okay, we're going straight to the ordinance committee. Madam Chair, from the Vice President of the Council, Levy, let's present the ordinance committee.
Ordering committee. So item 50, I'm gonna take it as a block. Item 59, 26, item 102, 26, item 103, 26. Handicap parking, the item 59, 26 is a handicap parking, 136 Bowen Street. Item 102, 26 is a handicap parking at 83 Bennington Street. And item 103, 26 is a handicap parking 214 Parham Street. They were sent with favor recommendation to order a public hearing.
All right, this motion is to take it as a block and to order a public hearing for these three items. It's been properly second discussion.
Council President, Vice President's mic is not working. I did not hear anything that she stated.
Trade you.
All right, those items are to take it as, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Everyone else perfectly. It was just.
All right. Item
guys-
5926, 10226, and 10326. Those three items which are handicap parking, those were taken as a block to order a public hearing. It's been properly second. The motion has been properly second discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Madam Chair, Vice President Levy, the next item is item 11726.
Item 11726 is a Barbie Transportation LLC. That is not a renewal. This is a new license for a taxi livery license by Officer Ivan Soto. It was sent with favor recommendation, and I make as a formal motion.
All right, there is a motion in front of us.
Second.
Properly second. Officer Soto, can you come over?
Officer Soto, Lawrence Police. Good evening, Honorable City Council, Madam Clerk. Balby Transportation is a new livery company. We presented them last week on the 14th, so we're hoping to present them also along the other taxi companies and livery companies today also for your final approval. They filled out all their paperwork, they passed all the backgrounds, everybody's properly licensed, registrations are in, and have a favorable recommendation from the Lawrence Police Department.
The intent of this company is to do regular transportation around the city or any contract transportation?
Correct, contract and in and out around the city. We actually do have a representative here, if you would like to ask any questions also. Sir?
Any questions, councilors?
Hi, good afternoon. It's Jamie Balby, 272 High Street.
Any questions? Just to make sure people understand, there is two different licenses. One is for liberty taxes and taxis,
Correct.
which I believe we have 150 medallions for taxis,
That's correct.
and then we have quite a few
Liberty
liberty. Can you specify the numbers? Also, how many liberty we have?
So as of right now, we have Balby Transportation, we have Rio Hondo, L&M, Luke's, and VP. Those are the liveries, so those are the ones that are prearranged versus the taxi companies where they hail a fare.
Understand. Any questions, councilors, on this new license? I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor LaPlante?
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Counselor Reyes?
Yes.
Counselor Infante?
Yes.
Counselor Mamo?
Yes.
Counselor Miguel is noted as absent. Counselor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Counsel Vice President Levy?
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez?
Yes. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to the taxis and liveries, the reminding of them, once we finish with that, with the ordinance committee, since we're gonna just keep on going on that.
Appreciate it, thank you.
In order. Item 14126, Madam Chair.
Item 14126 is the removal of the handicap parking, 18 Orchard Street, was sent with favor recommendation to order a public hearing and make as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second, discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Sorry. Counselor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Counselor Miguel is noted as absent. Counselor Mamo?
Yes.
Counselor Infante?
Yes.
Counselor Reyes?
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Counselor LaPlante?
Yes.
Counsel Vice President Levy?
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Item 14226.
Item 14226 is the proposed ordinance for finance officer. The ordinance number is 02.72.070. I don't know if the city attorney is here
No, this is
today.
to order a public hearing.
And it's, was sent with favor recommendation to order a public hearing.
All right, there's a motion to order a public
Second.
hearing, properly second, discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor LaPlante?
Yes.
Counsel Del Rosario?
Yes.
Counselor Reyes?
Yes.
Counselor Infante?
Yes.
Counselor Mamo?
Yes.
Counsel Miguel is noted as absent. Counselor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Counsel Vice President Levy?
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez?
Yes. Motion carries. Item 14526.
Item 14526, llamada de Dios a la comunidad en the Campanones Common Parks, June 6, 2026, and September 19, 2026. Was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, but also we are waiting for a clearance in the September 19, 26. So they were supposed to come today and bring the information that we needed
We have it?
for.
Do you have it?
Printing a document, yes. But September, yeah, that was for September. So June was okay. June 6 was okay, but September the 19th. Sonia Cora.
Table it and come back. I mean, we still have time. It's June 6, June 6. They're not here. They don't have the clearance. Do you receive the document? We're just checking on the documents to make sure that they have all the clearance for September 19. The timing for this event is going to happen from between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. And all the speakers are supposed to be towards the public that are going to be participating.
I don't have it.
All right, we are good for June 6th. Madam Chair, do you want a table? We still have time.
Can we approve that's the one for June 6th?
Yeah,
pending?
we can definitely approve the one that we have clearance, which is June 6th.
June
And then
6th.
we can add that item as a of business.
Yeah.
All right, do you mind modifying your approval for
Yeah.
only June 16, June 6?
Okay.
So
We can approve this item just only from June 6th and submit it for the next meeting again, pending the approval of September 19.
That's your motion?
That's the motion.
All right, the motion is to approve this item only for June 6, 2026, until we have clearance for September 19, 2026. Can I get a second?
Second.
Properly second discussion. Councilor Plan.
Just to make it a little bit easier, if June 6th looks good and they do get clearance from their recreation department that there is no conflicts, my recommendation would be just to approve it pending submission to the city clerk that the date is free.
So they have two dates.
That's right. So
And
they're
June 6th
missing,
is
they're
all
missing the
set.
19th. They got the 16th. So I would recommend that we pass both pending the yellow sheet, I call it, the gold sheet with the date saying that they've got permission or the date is free. I don't see any other problems with saying go ahead and do it as long as there's no conflicts, no one else is using it. If there is a conflict, then they don't get it and they got to come before us anyway. If there isn't a conflict, then I have no objection for them using it without having to come back before the council and do anything else. That's my recommendation. And if that sounds good, I'd like to make a friendly amendment.
Council President.
Do you submitting this as a friendly amendment because we have a motion in front of us? I mean, there is plenty of suggestions. We have a suggestion, she discussed it, she liked it, but if you have a friendly amendment that she accepted, and then we can move on that.
Yeah, I'm going to offer it as a friendly amendment. I'm not going to go crazy on it, but yeah, that's my friendly amendment.
Do you accept that as a friendly
Council
amendment?
President, yes, I accept the friendly amendment.
Council President.
Councilor De Rosario.
I mean, through you, and what I believe is we should table the matter completely and have them come back as June, just in case. I mean, we're not even splitting the document, so not yet, nothing has been split. So which document are they gonna come back on if we approve half of it, what hasn't been split? What I would recommend is to table, is June, the first that they have. In case that they go there and September is not available, that is table there for the full item. So they come in with a new day in case that's not available, we'll pull up the whole item back into the council and we approve the whole item. So it's June, there's still happening to time.
All right, councilors. There is suggestions and there is motions. Do you submit that as a motion?
As a formal motion.
All right, there is a motion to table. Can I get a second? Can I get a second? Motion failed for lack of second.
Second.
Second the motion. No discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
This is on the motion to table. Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes?
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Mamo?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
No.
Councilor Vice President Levy?
No.
Council President Rodriguez?
Yes, what's the count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 in favor.
Motion carries. Item 14726, Madam Chair from the Ordinance Committee.
Item 14726 is the day of the Bible celebration. At the Campanone Park, it's going to be September the 26th, 2026, from 3:30 to 7 p.m. by Iglesia Cristiana Metodista. Was sent to the full council with favorable recommendation, and I make it as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us. Can I hear a second? Properly second discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Marmol?
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilor Levy?
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Item
Council President, I'd like to
14826.
make a motion to reconsider my vote
For what item?
on this matter. That we just passed.
Item 14726.
Correct.
Okay, there is a motion to reconsider. Can I get a second?
Second.
Properly second.
Discussion.
Discussion.
The reason for this is that in our notes here, there's pending notification from the Lawrence Police Department on a safety matter and police presence. Like through myself, I don't see anything in here. Maybe it's there. I just don't know. I just feel like I need to ask that question.
Madam Chair, there is any documentation missing?
That is for item 14726.
14726.
As far as I know, there was no documentation missing.
Madam Clerk, there is any documentation missing?
142. With all the roll calls, it's just hard to have every single file out.
Yep, I got it.
Full council favorable recommendation pending notification from Lawrence Police Department, safety matter, and price of police, looks like police presence.
Do they need special documentation for the police department?
We don't usually know.
We don't usually have that.
Do you know why that came up? Do you remember the discussion at? I will say that Recreation doesn't usually give out the yellow sheet till they have the sign up from the police, so that's why I'm not confused where that came from. Do you know where that came from? Like,
Yeah, they already, okay, through you, Council President. Okay. They say, they show and they say that they're gonna get it, the paper, and that is what I say, okay, so bring everything together, because it was not in there, yes.
what was not there though?
The police, the police report.
We usually don't get a,
We don't get everything because of recreation, they get the approval on the system and then they give the okay once everything is approved. Am I correct?
yeah.
Yeah, but
What do
they
you
didn't.
usually get from police?
So they get everything approved and then they give out the notice.
That is what they said, that everything was approved. But they have some paper that they didn't bring that when we asked the question to them regarding what is said in here in the information.
I got a motion to table.
So right now,
Well, there is a motion to reconsider, properly second, discussion.
it's already tabled.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
It's already tabled. Just what they reconsider.
Item 147.6, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
I'm sorry, I can't keep up with this. So Councilor Plant made a motion to reconsider, and who seconded it? I apologize. Thank you, Councilor.
147.
Yeah. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. This is just to reconsider. Councilor Marmal?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy?
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez?
Yes. Yes.
Motion to table.
Motion to table.
Second.
Can I hear a second? Properly second, discussion? No discussion on the table matters. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Okay. Can I make
Yeah,
a
they have
clarification?
they have
Can I
all the-
make a clarification?
No clarification on the table matters. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante? On motion to table.
Yes.
Council Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes? Yes. Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Marmal?
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy?
No.
Council President Rodriguez?
No, motion carries. Item 148.26.
Item 14826 is the 3-on-3 basketball scholarship tournament fundraising at the Escarito Park on June 6, 2026, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Second, by Lawrence Community Board, it was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I make as a formal motion.
There is a motion in front of us.
Second.
Properly second, discussion on the matter.
Discussion.
Councilor De Rosario.
Thank you, through you, Council President. This is one of my favorite events. I love their preparation. I would love to see the whole city taking on this park the way they do, and the preparation for this event. Like, I'll go every year when they have it. At least I pass by, and then I enjoy the fiesta afterwards, right? But we should focus on that park a little bit more. It's a beautiful park right down the river. And what they do to the preparation for this event is amazing. And they try to continue to have it clean, but somehow we lacked on attention on that area. And we should put more attention on that area in our park, which is, once again, is a beautiful park right down the river. It's like hiding germ. It's like on the back. You're not going to see it from the outside unless you go inside. But the way they do this tournament every year is amazing. And again, like I always do, I encourage my colleagues to pass by, enjoy the basketball tournament. It's early, but you go and pass by, see the kids, see everybody playing, and then enjoy the fiesta afterwards, which is coming. There's an item coming after that. So, thank you.
All right, any other questions, councilors? I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Counselor Miguel is noted as absent. Counselor Marmal.
Yes.
Counselor Infante.
Yes.
Counselor Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Counselor LaPlante.
Yes.
Counsel Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries. Item 14929, which is the same organization.
Item 14926.
26, sorry.
Del Barrio, Newberry Street, Spray Park on June 6, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That was submitted with federal recommendation, and I think that's from Lawrence Community Board, and I make it as a formal motion. Second.
There is a motion on the table, properly second. Discussion. Just tell us a little more about that, the Fiesta Show.
Sure. So, good evening, councilors. The Party del Barrio attracts over 500 city residents, and it's designed to build community, connect neighbors, offer resources, and celebrate our community's diversity. We continue also our relationship with the Lawrence Police Department to create partnerships and relationship building with our community during this event.
Just name and address for the record, please.
I'm sorry, Yaritza Rizzo, in behalf of Lawrence Community Works, 168 Newberry Street.
All right. Any questions, councilors? All right, I hear none. All those, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor LaPlante.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Counselor Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante.
Yes.
Counselor Marmal.
Yes.
Counselor Miguel is noted as absent. Counselor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Counsel Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Counsel President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 15026.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Item 15026.
Item 15026 is the Bohemia Sunset Events 2026, Warehouse Park, Thursday, from
on,
June
guys.
18 to September 10, 2026, from 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I make it as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second. Discussion.
Discussion.
Councilor LaPlante.
I'm voting for this, no surprise. Big fan, been there. I think I got season tickets, and it's they're really good. I just because you're here and you're doing it the right way. This is like the second year in a row that this organization has come before the council and is doing it the right way. I also now want to take it one more step, so we can continue doing things even better and even more. It can be more right, or continuing with that progress that you're making and doing the right stuff. So when things are placed on this public place, there really needs to be an approval of the council for things to be on there that are more of a permanent nature. Like sometimes there are some beautiful statues and things of that nature. Of course, we love the umbrellas, for example. I think that's caught in this particular, in the application, so I saw so that's fine. But there should also be, it's again, I want to remind the proponents here, it is a public space. We should treat that space as we treat the Campagnon Common, O'Connell Park, or Scorito Park, or any other park in the city as a public place. If somebody wanted to put something more permanent in any one of those parks, it would be expected that they would come before the council and say, we are going, if it's not done by the mayor's office, which is a different story, but if an outside group were to come in, then we would have that. So I would just be mindful of that as you decide to make the place beautiful, which you are, but it does have a requirement, because if we don't do what we're supposed to be doing, then someone else comes and says, well, that group's doing, how come you're making me do this now? It puts us in a very difficult position. So I think you can understand that, and so if you're doing anything else, I would ask that you come before the council and say, we want to do whatever it is, put this up here for the summer, or whatever it is that you're looking to do, just come before the council. That's it, thank you.
It's important to clarify that if they do it through the recreational department or the mayor's office, as you mentioned, that's another story. So if you didn't come If you cannot come to the city, to the council, you can also might seek permission from or partnership, perhaps, with the two other department that I just mentioned, recreational department or the mayor's office.
Okay, as a volunteer for the organization, I'll be directing...
Just the name and address for the record, please.
Johansson Martinez, 30 Montgomery Street. As a volunteer for the organization, I'll be directing the issue for the directive on... I know that they're going to be working on that, because I know it's just they take all the art stuff that we have inside the building, take it outside during when it's sunny, when it's a good weather. But as you stated, it should be that way, and we're focusing on doing the right way, doing everything by the law. So I'm gonna be addressing that to the directive. Thank you for bringing that to the
Thank you.
table.
Any other questions, councilors? All right, get ready to enjoy the Bohemia show.
Thank you so much.
All those, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right,
councilors.
item 15126, Madam Chair of the Ordinance Committee.
Fifty-one.
15126.
Item 15126 is the Greater Lawrence Family Health Center Community Health Fair at the Campanone Common Parks on May 29, 2026, from 12 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Submitted by the Greater Lawrence Family Health Center, was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I make it as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us.
Second.
Properly second discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Item 15226.
Item 15226 is the recurring Spirit for Christ Casa de Oración 2026 at the Campanone Common Park, May 30, 2026, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I make it as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us.
Second.
Properly second discussion. I hear none. Although, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Let's go to table matters. If it is no objection, we have a few items here that we need to untable because everybody that is related to those matters are present. Those are item Item 11426, 11526, 11626, 11826, 11926, 12026, 12126, 12226, and 12326. Can I get those as a block and to untable?
So move.
Second.
There's a motion to untable all the items mentioned before. Properly second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante. Councilor Infante?
Just untable.
I don't think she can hear us.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Councilor
Yes, I
Marmal?
can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy?
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes.
Well, you didn't get me, but yes.
Oh, you didn't get.
I think I just gave you credit, I'm so
All
sorry.
right. Item 11426, Madam Chair, from the Budget and Finance Committee, from the Ordinance Committee.
Item 11426 is the America Taxi, renewal of the taxi and livery license. 11526 is the Liberty Taxi Incorporation renewal of the taxi livery license. Item 11626.
No. Just we on table it, so let's do it one by one.
Huh?
We on table all. Let's do it one by one.
That is what I'm doing, one by one.
Yeah, let's do it one by one. 11426 first.
That is what I did.
Okay.
This is what I'm doing. 11626
He
now.
doesn't want to take them
No.
as a block. He wants to, he
We're
doesn't
doing
want-
it one by one.
He doesn't want to take them as a block. He's saying to do them one by one.
Item 11426, American Taxi, renewal of the license and livery license by Office Ivan Soto, Lawrence Police Department.
Good evening again, City Council, Madam Clerk. American Taxi is renewing their license and is looking for the final approval of the City Council. They have completed all their forms, every driver's licensed, all their registrations have been in and in compliance.
Out of the American taxis, how many medallions are on that company?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I have, did you know? I have the owner here. ¿Cuántos medallones son que ustedes tienen dentro con American? So,
No, con
total.
son 35. Ahí son
So, they own both American and Liberty.
And Liberty.
Okay.
So between both companies, it's 35 medallions.
35?
No, son.
¿Cuánto?
Sí, son 35.
35, ¿cuánto? Yeah, 35. Between American and Liberty.
Got it. Councilors, any questions?
I had a question.
Councilor Plan.
So just a preview of coming attractions. I know we're going one by one.
Sure.
Is there anyone coming up that you're not going to give a favorable recommendation to, or they're all going to get favorable recommendations?
They're all going to get favorable.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we've gone through the process over the last few months. I came into it in December, and it's been painstaking, but we got them through.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
We don't have a second for this motion. Can you get a second?
Second.
Properly second. So, for the item 11426, any questions? I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 11526.
Item 11526 is the Liberty Taxi Inc. renewal of the taxi and livery license, Office Ivan Soto.
Again, as I said previously, Liberty Taxi also, which is owned by the same folks, they're in compliance with everything, and they've properly filled out all their paperwork, all their licenses, registrations are all in order.
All right. Between American Taxi and Liberty Taxis, there is 35 medallions in total, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions, councilors?
We don't have a motion on the table.
Can I get a second? Properly second. Any questions?
Who made the motion? Who made the motion?
Councilor Levy.
Councilor Levy, present.
Thank you.
All right. All those in favor, please, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante. Yes.
Yes, no?
Um,
Yes, keep going.
yes. Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 11626.
Item 11626 is the Popular Taxi Corporation LLC renewal of taxi livery license, Office Ivan Soto. I will send it to the full council with favor recommendation. I make as a formal motion. Second.
There's a motion on the table, properly second. Discussion. Officer Soto, just the same question for everybody. How many medallions we have on Popular Taxis?
¿Cuántos medallones tienen?
La compañía en sí,
Sí.
ninguno. Todos son afiliados.
Okay, pero ¿cuántos son afiliados?
52.
52. So 52 are affiliated with Popular Taxi, assigned to Popular Taxi.
Got it. Any questions, councilors? I hear none. All those, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Counselor Miguel is noted as absent. Counselor Marmal.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Counselor Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Counselor LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Vice President Levy.
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 11826.
Item 11826 is the Mary Matasi renewal of taxi livery license. Officer Ivan Soto was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I make as a formal motion.
Second.
There's a motion on the table, properly second. Discussion. Same question.
Okay, so Merrimack Taxi has 32 medallions assigned to the company.
All right, any questions, councilors?
I'll call the roll.
Before we call the roll, there is 31 medallions that are not allocated to anybody. Do you have an answer for that? Because it's a
So-
total of 150.
I have an Excel spreadsheet that actually has all 150 assigned to each person and owner. I wasn't aware that 31 are still missing. I can get back to the council on that. But I do have an actual Excel that has all 150 that are accounted for.
Yeah, I mean, out of the 150, we have 35 going to two companies, 51 associated to Popular Taxi, and then there is 32 Merrimack Taxis. So if I do the math correctly, there is 31 missing. So whenever you have an answer for that,
Yeah, I will.
because I mean, essentially, those 31s that are not associated with either one of these companies, they are not being renewed.
Right, so if there are several that I do know of that within the companies aren't being used right now, that may be because the vehicles are out of order or they're ordering new vehicles, but they do still pay for those and are still in their possession. So, but I can get an answer for the 31.
Unless that there is some that are not associated with a company, with a specific company, and then we need to know about that.
Well, yeah, all 150, again, as far as I know, I'm being onboarded to this process. All 150 are between these four companies. There is no other company at this time that's using the medallion system. So I will get clarification and I can get that to you guys this week.
Perfect. So essentially, prepare us a report
Yes.
on those medallions and the taxis of the city of Lawrence, and that way we can have a better clarification.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Councilors, any questions? I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the, I don't think that Councilor Infante is no longer part of the meeting. Councilor Infante is not part of the meeting at this point. So, Madam Chair, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Item 11926.
That is about that one that we did it right now.
No, this is
Oh,
Rio
this
Hondo.
is a Rio Hondo. Okay. 11926, Rio Hondo Transport LLC, renewal of taxi livery license by Officer Ivan Soto was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I do it as a formal motion.
All right, there is a motion in front of us, properly second, discussion. Councilor LaPlante.
Thank you very much. I could have picked any one of this one just for no reason. One of the things as you're going through this, through you, Council President, to Officer Soto, is you're going through, you're making the recommendations. We appreciate that. I'm relying on you.
Sure.
I don't have the wherewithal, the bandwidth, or the expertise to go and figure out each cab is safe for our residents, and I rely on you to do that. So I feel comfortable doing that. My question, though, is dealing with cabs versus liveries. And I'm getting a sense, although I've got nothing to back this up with, but I just wanted to see if you have anything that can help me get a better handle as we're going through the licensing process, where it's this one or any other ones, Do you get the sense that there are cars that are working as taxi cabs that have livery plates?
So that's a great question. Again, I just got brought into this late December, and from what I understand, Detective Hegarty was already kind of investigating other companies that are operating as either a livery or maybe as a gypsy cab, if you will. However, we don't really have the manpower right now to really take on this massive job, but with what we do have, we're working on cutting back on it. These companies have been doing everything correct. They have been filling out their business packets. They come in, they get vetted by the police department. We run the background checks. We make sure that they all have a Hackney license to be able to operate in the city. They pay all their fees. So in particular with these companies, we are 100% vouching for them. As for your question about, do we believe that there are other companies or other people operating that are not following the regulations? Yes, that is definitely happening.
Mike, and I'll end with this because this is not what this meeting is about, but I will end with this. We want, as a government, to make sure that the playing field is level for everyone, and that if someone is doing the right thing by coming before this council, asking for a permit to be able to operate a cab, and that they are operating a safe cab and they adhere to all the regulations, and they're very restrictive, that we go ahead and we say, yes, you have a permit or a license to operate your cab. And I just think that at a moment of fairness, that we need to make sure, and I realize the shortage, and this may not be a priority, but and I don't know if there's anything we as a body can do, as a legislative body can do. We could talk offline on that, but I just want to make sure that I use my voice tonight to reflect stuff that I've either observed or I've heard from others that say this is a concern. Will you please raise it? So I just did. Thank you.
We are grateful for any help from the city council, from the city, in helping us tackle this, because quite frankly, one person just cannot tackle this entire job. And again, I have other responsibilities on top of this, and I'm only one person. But we are definitely grateful for the city council, to help assist in this.
So in another word, you good? In another word, are we creating a problem within the liberty and the taxes? That's essentially what we want to know. Is there is taxes that are approved tonight that are competing with the liberty taxes or the liberty companies that we are approving tonight. Therefore, or these liberties company that we're approving tonight are just that those companies that have a specific contract with potentially hospitals and stuff like that are not competing with the taxes that we just approved.
So I would say, from my understanding, from the little bit of time that I've been doing this, it's more so with the actual taxis, with the gypsy cabs, and some other people that are getting livery plates that we believe are operating either as a livery, doing prearranged, pickups, and some may be operating as regular taxis. So some of that has already been taken care of by Detective Hegarty and Sergeant Pangiatakis last year. We really haven't heard too much about that particular instance recently. But there are people that are driving around with livery plates that, again, we believe are operating as livery companies that may be taking business away from the folks that are doing everything legit.
And also that it's important to recognize that other cities and towns around might approve those liberties company, and they come over potentially to the city of Lawrence to do business here.
Exactly. And again, this is something that we are working on trying to tackle and trying to understand, because it's not right to the ones that are doing this right and doing it fair and paying all their fees and going through the business packets. So we're trying to fight for them also, and we're trying to get everybody else to fall in line and do what they got to do the right way.
Councilor de Rosario.
Yeah, thank you, through you, Council President. And another note, Officer Soto, now that you're new into this, eventually, like next year, I would like to see some type of training, safety training to the cab drivers. Also, that they, you know, that they can read and understand our ordinance, the
Yeah.
noises, how to pick up and drop off, the double parking. So somehow in the package, I don't know how we're gonna do it, that says, well, they went into the proper training. I mean, again, I bring this complaint every year. There's still taxi drivers that turn in the corner, 4:30 in the morning, they beeping the horn like there's nothing else. So somehow we need to explain them, this is the ordinance, you're violating the ordinance. I mean, we're not chasing them, we're not enforcing the ordinance. But somehow next year, when they renew the license, I will hope to see that they went through at least the ordinance noise complaints, we got it every year. I mean, again, I said it every year, that I don't need an alarm clock. At 4:30 in the morning, I got a cab driver that turns Arlington Street into Juniper, and it's gonna pick up somebody right across the street from my house, but they beeping the horn from Arlington all the way down, 4:30 in the morning, every day. I'm used to it, but I would love to see in their package next year, listen, we went through this ordinance, they understand it, and they will be in compliance. Also, listen, the drop-off, pick-up, double parking, somehow we need to address those. I mean, the city is growing, traffic jam, dangerous. The speeding in the morning when kids are going to school.
Yeah.
The speeding in the afternoon when the kids are being dropped off from the school buses. You can see some, not all of it, but you can see some taxi drivers and livery drivers flying through the bus, to the school bus, like because they have to pick up Joe on another corner.
Yeah.
So they have to pick up Joe, so they need to rush, and it's dangerous. So somehow next year, I would love to see in their package that they went through that type of training, and they're in compliance, and then we can maybe enforce it. Right now, they can come back and say, listen, we knew the ordinance, but nobody walked us through this training.
Yeah, no,
Right? So hopefully we can do that sort of next year, you know?
I totally agree, Counselor. And honestly, in a perfect world, what I would prefer to do is be out in the street. You know, maybe have a team working with me and me out there in an unmarked vehicle and actually enforcing all of the cabs also, you know. Not just the gypsy cabs, but the ones that are here also, you know what I mean? Just to keep everything fair and safe for the community.
Thank you. Councilor, any other questions, councilors? Well, I will ask the same questions just to be fair. You know, delivery is a little different, but I would like to know the type of vehicles that the delivery company is running and also the amount of vehicles. Type and amount.
Okay. It's what type of a vehicle is it also?
Oh, there are 4 minivans and 2 sedans.
4 minivans?
Yes.
And?
2 sedans.
2 sedans, okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions, councilors? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Now we're going to item 12026.
Item 12026 is the LMM Transportation LLC renewal of the taxi livery license. Officer Ivan Soto was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I make as a formal motion.
All right, there is a motion in front of us. Properly second, discussion.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, so this is Rosemary from L&M Transportation Delivery Company, and she has complied with all the paperwork and licenses, and we have a favorable recommendation.
All right, same idea.
¿Es the same?
¿Cuánto carro tiene?
7.
So she has 7 vehicles, y ¿qué tipo de?
Transportación médico services
Pero
members.
¿qué tipo de carro es?
Dos
minivans,
wheelchair y minivan.
Minivans. Yeah. Minivans, 7.
7 minivans? Okay. Questions, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Item 12126.
Item 12126, New York City United Express, Inc., renewal of taxis and livery license. Officer Ivan Soto was sent with favor recommendation, and I make it as a formal motion. Second.
There's a motion in front of us. Properly second, discussion. I hear none. Same questions.
Okay, ¿cuánto van tienen?
7.
Son 7, ¿verdad? So transport. Yeah. So they have 7 transport vans.
So
¿De cuántos pasajeros son?
6 de 14, 1 de 39.
So 6 de 14, 6, 14, and uno,
39.
one for 39. 39. 39, ¿verdad?
Okay. Councilors, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Any nays? The ayes have it. Item 122-26.
Item 12226, BP Luxury Transportation LLC, renewal of the tax livery license. Officer Ivan Soto was sent with favor recommendation, and I make it as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second. Discussion.
Yeah.
I hear none. Just the same question.
Junior Peralta from 91 Brookfield Street. Right now, I'm running a Cadillac Escalade, just one vehicle for now.
One vehicle?
One vehicle.
Any questions, councilors? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Item 123-26.
Item 12326 is the Lux Line Transportation LLC, renewal of the taxi and livery license by Officer Ivan Soto was sent to the full council with favor recommendation, and I make it as a formal motion.
There's a motion in front of us, properly second. Discussion.
So Mr. Lockwood, he has something come up. He wasn't able to make it. He sent me an email about 30 minutes before the meeting. But he has one vehicle. He filled out all the paperwork. He has one Chevy Suburban that he uses. Mr. Lockwood, again, he complied with everything that we asked for. We did a background check. He was able to get a Hackney license from us, and we have a favorable recommendation for him.
Any questions? Any councilors, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. We're going back to top of the agenda, which is public hearings. Public hearings, Madam Clerk, item 1825, handicap parking 140 Jackson Street, and any item. No, we can do the other ones as you please. Okay, let's do item 458, 25, if there is no objection. All right, Madam Clerk, please read the notice for this item.
Notice is hereby given that the Lawrence City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, April 21, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. Pursuant to Rule 2 of the Acts of 2023 and in accordance with the recently revised City Council Rule 2, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person and remotely to accommodate participants with health considerations that prevent them from participating in person. To receive access codes for the remote participation, please contact the city clerk at eileen.bernal@cityoflawrence.com or 978-620-3230, or view the meeting on Facebook and YouTube. The purpose of the hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input regarding document number 458-25, a proposal to amend the zoning ordinance and zoning map as follows. To amend zoning map for a parcel of land on Parker Street, known as Assessor's Map 101, Lot 55, from a residential 2 district /R2 to a local business district /B1. Copies of the assessor's map in its entirety are on file with the Office of the City Assessor, and copies of the portions of the assessor's map for the above referenced petition can be found in the Office of the City Clerk and may be viewed upon request. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
All right, public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Attorney Dana Cohen. I have a law office at 873 Turnpike Street, North Andover, Massachusetts, and I represent the owner of the building at 128 Parker Street, George Desmet and Leah Desmet. They couldn't be here this evening. They are retired in Florida, but their daughter, Robin Desmet, is here in the back. She's a pharmacist. She used to work in this building. Robin Desmet did inform me that this building, although in a residential zone, was used as and operated as a pharmacy for over 61 years on Parker Street. So we're not looking to change a residential building to a business building. This has always been a business building, and my understanding is Parker Street has an ongoing issue with residential versus a business, and there is precedence for this. In fact, 191 Parker Street came before the council for rezoning. It was approved. There are thriving businesses that are there, and some may argue that even though our parcel is small and adjacent to another building, that it's what they would call spot zoning. But we believe the council, in accordance with case law in Massachusetts, has the discretion of considering rezoning a parcel where it has been used as a business for over 61 years and is currently vacant, currently for sale. We want to keep that as a business, and the precedence of the 191 Parker is certainly a good example of why the council could again vote to approve this. So as long as it's not arbitrary and it's consistent with the existing neighborhood, this neighborhood, I'm sure you've all been down Parker Street, consists of multi-families, single families, and all kinds of businesses up and down Parker Street. We're not looking to do something unreasonable. We're looking to do something that's consistent with the current zoning. We do share some utilities with our neighbor. There is a party wall, so we can arrange to separate water and sewer and other utilities. And we do have the, hopefully, what would be the buyers who are here, Donald and Sarita Gomez, who are sitting back here. And we do have the property under agreement for sale. They're intending to be the next new business owner in the city of Lawrence and hopefully open up a small laundromat that would serve a public purpose for the city of Lawrence. So we do appreciate the time. We do request that the board approve our request. We have the unanimous approval of the planning board. Even though they're in advisory capacity, we were before them and made a presentation with the planning board. The ordinance committee recommended approving going to a public hearing, and that completes my presentation. So I'm just going to ask Donald and Sonaida Gomez to stand up and introduce themselves. They're in the back. I can defer my time to them if the council permits. I know that we have some time limitations.
Yeah, that's fine. Public hearing. You had no time limit.
Good evening. My name's Don Gomez, 198 Lancaster Road, North Andover. Appreciate the time. Super grateful to be here. I think that we could all agree that we're all here with the same purpose, to make sure that we continue to make Lawrence a thriving community, and that's our purpose. We're entrepreneurs, and our goal is to make sure that we create value-driven businesses that are principle-driven, and making sure that the community continues to thrive. We want to be able to provide a service to the community. I personally own multiple properties here in Lawrence, and I consider myself a great landlord, where I keep rents at a fair level, right, to make sure that the community is always thriving. So I continue to want to invest my my capital into the city, because I believe it's a city that has a ton of opportunity, and I think that a business like a laundromat is a service type of business that will help continue to make the city thrive. So again, I love to innovate. I want to make sure that I bring that entrepreneurship spirit and that innovation into the city. And I hope that you guys could consider the change of ordinance from residential to commercial to be able to open up that business. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public that wishes to speak?
Okay. Robin Desmet. My address 1 Riverview Boulevard, and I do live in Methuen. I'm the daughter of George and Leah Desmet, and they're the owners of formerly Packard Pharmacy, 128 Parker Street, the building that we're talking about. I want to thank the members of the Lawrence City Council for listening to this today. And I just wanted to say that for 3 generations and over 75 years, My family has been working in Lawrence and serving the healthcare needs of the residents of Lawrence. I personally have been working in Lawrence at Packard Pharmacy since I was in high school, up until last year when we actually had to close the pharmacy. For 61 years, we have proudly served this community, and we were able to provide caring, personalized service to the area residents. We served and we employed people from all walks of life and many different nationalities. We employed hundreds of Lawrence residents, including mothers with school-hour shifts and many students from Lawrence High School working their very first job. During the pandemic, we stayed open every single day so that we could administer vaccines on a walk-in basis and further serve the needs of the community. In 2025, like many independent pharmacies, we were forced to close our doors. Now that the business is closed, we need to sell the property. We are limited by the conditions of the existing permit to a medical-related use unless we receive approval from the city for an alternative use. The offer that we have in hand today is from the buyer who would like to operate a laundromat business at this existing location. This use would require an affirmative vote of the City Council. We feel that a new, modern laundromat will provide a service to the residents of the neighborhood without imposing any significant new impact on the area. In closing, I'd like to thank the members of the council. Thank you for your time.
Anybody else from the public that wishes to speak?
Yes.
Name and address for the record, please.
As soon as I get up there, here. Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council, Bill Collins, 1 Platt Court. I'm not here to speak on the pros and cons of the issue, but rather on the process that's followed. City has a habit of not following the proper process to notify abutters in many of these cases. And I'm here to ask if the council's packet includes a list of all the abutters, how far legally they had to be notified, down the street or across the street. Were the receipts returned from the post office? Because they must be sent out certified mail by ordinance. If that's not in your packet, I think you should inquire as to why it's not there. Doesn't seem to be anybody here from the city to speak to that issue. But this has happened time and time again where abutters are not properly notified and given the chance to weigh in on this. And I'd like to know just how far that boundary goes, who was sent notice, were the receipts returned from the abutters. It's very unusual that there's not one person, pro or con, from the public. You would think citizens would come forward one way or the other to speak on it if they were properly notified. The other issue is this building has obviously a historic element. It's well over 100 years old. What is the Historic Commission's input on this change of zoning? And I don't even know if the building will be demolished. If so, it's going to need a demolition delay order. And, it just seems like we don't have enough information, at least the public doesn't. And as usual, whatever department is supposed to do the paperwork has no presentation for you, the councilors, or the public. Thank you. So I asked those questions. If you have answers for me, it'll be helpful.
Bro.
It should be in your packet. So can I ask through the chair, is that information in your packet tonight?
During the public hearing, we won't be able to answer it, but I mean, once we open it up for discussion, we can entertain those questions.
Thank you, Mr. President.
No problem. Anybody else from the public that wishes to speak? Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Council President. My name is Daniel A. Hayes, Jr. I'm from the law firm of Morris, Rossi, and Hayes, 32 Chestnut Street, Andover, Mass. And I represent the 130 Parker Street owner, Furman Family LLC, in opposition of this proposed rezoning. As you know, I hate to bore you with a legal argument, but this is a legal argument on spot zoning. Some very hardworking people just made a presentation. This is nothing about their work, but it's when you look at the present zoning and you go from a R2 zone to a B1 zone, you've got the R2 district exists to preserve medium intensity residential character ensure a safe and healthy living environment, and to ensure other uses permitted within the district is compatible with a single and two-family zone. Rezoning a single parcel within an R2 area to B1 introduces a higher intensity commercial use with a laundromat. It affects 130 Parker Street because of the parking. Right now, it has a horrible parking situation with the school and everything, and I think a laundromat, and my client strongly feels it would intensify. She's towing cars every day out of there to utilize her parking area, and it's been a problem. If this was a less intensive use, an office use, a business use, we wouldn't be here tonight. So we're here to go on the record to express that. There was my counselor, Dana Cohen, who's a good lawyer, great lawyer, mentioned spot zoning. The Massachusetts courts define spot zoning as the singling out of a small parcel for different treatment from surrounding land, primarily for the benefit of an owner and not in furtherance of the comprehensive zoning plan. This will happen if the amendment affects a single residential parcel, surrounding properties on the block remain R2, and the change appears driven by a specific purchaser seeking to operate a different business. No comprehensive planning analysis, as far as I know, has been presented demonstrating a broader neighborhood benefit. A rezoning undertaken primarily to facilitate a private sale, which we have here, which was testified to, rather than to advance a citywide planning objectives, risks being characterized as impermissible spot zoning. That is the Massachusetts case law. A laundromat, as we all know, a laundromat is a high parking intensity use with concentrated peak demand, much higher than pharmacy use. They have multi-hour customer stays, day, evening, and weekend clustering, delivery and service vehicles, and there's frequent turnover. The Parker Street area already experiences on-street and off-street parking pressures typical of a Lawrence residential neighborhood. We believe introducing a laundromat will predictably increase congestion, encourage double parking, impacts maybe driveway access, as we find that driveway at 130 Parker Street is limited, and reduce parking availability for residents. The problem in this instance is, if you go before a planning board or you go before a zoning board, you have to have some sort of comprehensive parking plan. By going through the rezoning process, no one asked for a parking plan on the site. So any parking issues cannot be addressed because there's been no study of them. They also mentioned 191 Parker Street, which is a laundromat. But one of the reasons to do a zoning is there any other need in the area? Well, there's another laundromat 2 blocks away. So I don't know, in changing this, putting some burden on 130 Parker Street helps just because of that. The City Council must independently determine whether the amendment serves the general welfare, is consistent with the comprehensive zoning plan, and avoids impermissible spot zoning, which I don't think it does. And it must protect the neighborhood infrastructure and character. My brother also mentioned separating the water meter and the water line there. 128, there's specific issues that we have to address because of a small specific rezoning. We got to get into the use. So the use as a laundromat, as we know, increases the water use dramatically. When there was a pharmacy, there was no issue between 120 and 130 on the water bill. Never was. But the annual water bill for a laundromat runs into the tens of thousands of dollars, and 128 in the water meter is in my client's name. So that if something ever happened, God forbid, we don't plan for this stuff, but if they get behind on the planning, we could be shut off. And everyone has the best intentions, but things happen. But again, with no pre-talk beforehand, this will be approved. And if we can't agree on how the water meter is going to get split or what, it's a problem. The other problem is with the 2 close water meters, there's going to be maybe a water meter issue on the old water lines there. We don't know the capacity of water lines. And usually there's a test undertaken by the Lawrence Water Department to test the hydraulic capacity of the property. That hasn't been done. So our problem is with the intensity of the use. It's not a problem with a business or staying a business. We love these sellers to find something, but we definitely feel that the laundromat's not the correct use for the property. And it does represent spot zoning, and there does create specific problems for 130 Parker Street, which I feel should be addressed before this is approved, or at least condition the approval on having a parking plan put out that we could review, and working on the water meter and having a hydraulic capacity test done by the city of Lawrence. For all those reasons, I would ask that you reject this proposal. Until that time, those questions are answered, but I respectfully thank you for your time tonight, this evening.
Anybody else that wishes to speak? We have one person before. He actually raised his hand first. Yes? Okay, no problem.
Attorney Dana Cohen.
Council President,
And,
I think we've already heard
counterpoints.
the
Councilor Blanc?
gentleman from speaking. We typically don't go back and forth, allow people to go back and forth. I know there will be questions that we can certainly provide for the attorney,
Yeah,
but I don't think that's common that we allow more than one speaker to come back again.
We usually don't have anybody on public hearings, so we're happy that we have people today. At least I am. So let's allow them to speak.
Thank you for allowing me to proceed. And with all due respect to Attorney Hayes, who represents the owner of 130 Parker Street, we had already represented that the utilities would be separated. Ms. Furman actually made an offer to buy this property on multiple occasions from my clients, and the offers were too low. So we feel like she has a special interest in opposing what we're trying to do. We're not trying to change a residential property to business. We're trying to get a business to continue in this location. The parking situation on Parker Street is pretty well divided. Plenty of room for cars along that street. And we just want a business to join other businesses that are already there, like Arias Market, Gomez Supermarket, Coco Ray's Restaurant, AAA Auto Repair, Taekwondo, BM Mini Market, Hafner's Gas Station, and the Car Wash, Century 21, Furman Real Estate, Leader Bank, Triton Staffing, Cherry Tree Title. These are all mixed in with residential housing, so the representation that there's just a residential zone, that's incorrect. There are businesses that are operating out of Ms. Furman's building, and we're good neighbors, but they're all commercial businesses. So we're not sure how they're operating in that building, but we're not here to denigrate what she's doing. It's not spot zoning if we're doing something consistent and trying to create economic development for the city of Lawrence. We're doing what this council has approved previously in changing zoning for parcels that should be business and not residential. Thank you for your time.
No problem. Anybody else from the public that wishes to speak? Name and address for the record, please.
Yes. Hi, Council. My name is Andrew Charla. I'm the owner of 284 Andover Street in Lawrence. It's my understanding that with this selling of this property, it has to be sold for like a medical reason. So an appropriate remedy for selling this would either be to be turned into like a drug rehabilitation center or like a halfway house sort of thing. So I have great concern for that simply because my backyard of my property is adjacent to 200 Parker Street, which is a sober living halfway house. We constantly have to call the police with these individuals there because a lot of them have a significant criminal history and they fight frequently with each other and usually threaten firearm and that kind of stuff as well. So my concern is if this property then converts into another halfway house or something like that, those circumstances may arise as well. And this property is across the street from a school. So for me, that is really concerning that these potential scenarios can happen in the vicinity of a school. So it is my strong opinion from a business that I've always known, because I've lived in Lawrence my entire life, went to Packard Pharmacy for my entire life for all my pharmacy needs, to be a business. So I think it is in the best interest for the community to have this remain as a business and rezoned as a commercial space to allow a new small business to occupy it. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public that wishes to speak? At this time, I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilors, what's the motion?
Motion to approve.
There is a motion to approve, properly second discussion. Councilor LaPlante.
Thank you. Mr. Rossi?
Dan Hayes.
I'm sorry? Mr. Hayes, sorry, my bad. One of the, I'm going to make a comment, then I have a question. So my comment is, part of the reasons why I believe we find ourselves in a bit of a pickle in this city is because we don't follow our zoning. I think that many years ago, this city council adopted planned development through the city. Areas where we would have residences, areas where we would have businesses, areas where we have manufacturing, and then sometimes we would kind of have areas where we'd have maybe some business and some residences, mixed use. Over time, what has happened is that the very decisions that this body has made way before our time has been fractured and diluted. Oftentimes, these things are happening not necessarily here, but our friends at the ZBA and the Planning Board are also granting special waivers and other allowances that continue to chip away at the areas where we would have to have zoning for either business, industrial, or manufacturing. So now, here we are, Parker Street. Parker Street at one time, my district. Parker Street at one time, residents. Over time, as it was alluded to by both sides, there has been an infiltration, if you will, of some businesses. 61 years for Packard's Pharmacy is what I heard this evening. So while I will tell you I am open-minded on both sides, I have not made my decision yet on which way I'm going to be voting, and this is my district. I haven't figured that out yet. Part of me looks at this and says, I don't want to be a part of one more time being a part of spot zoning. I don't want to be a part of something where we loosen things up, even and we cause more chaos. I don't want to be a part of that. I've got a bit of a history on South Broadway when it came to this many years ago when I was first on the council for this seat. But what's compelling to me on the other side has been 61 years. 61 years of this has been there. And we can't lie to ourselves. There have been businesses up and down there. I will say that the school is expanding, and no one's talked about the school, which is right across the street. There's a library, and then there's the school. No one's talked about the school. I don't even know if the school, through its pastor, has opined or provided their recommendation, because that would be a very strong, they own a big chunk of what's going on, our Lady of Good Counsel school. Our Lady of Good Counsel school? Lawrence, thank you. No, there was an L. Lawrence Catholic Academy. I'm getting confused with my St. Augustine's roots. So let me ask you this question, Mr. Hayes. 61 years, something has been for business there. It seems reasonable in some ways. So argue why.
Councilor LaPlante, we're not against the business there.
No, I'm asking him a question. He's answering it. There was a question. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Council President. I get fast. Councilor LaPlante, we're not against the business here. And I have to be honest, if this was a pharmacy-like office, many of the businesses that Attorney Cohen rattled off earlier, I would have a problem. So it is a laundromat is the problem, and it's the traffic. In the school, I'll mention the school now, when drop off and pick up, they do create a lot of parking issues on 130 Parker Street. It gets very congested there. Attorney Cohen and he said made me feel better for one thing, that if he's going to separate the water meter, that makes me feel fine from another perspective. But My clients put a lot of money into the parking outlet. She got a grant from the city of Lawrence to help that, and she paid $25,000 for a plan. It's not working. It's not working, and we just don't need a laundromat where it's going a problem. I see the businessmen tonight. If they could police it and make sure it doesn't happen, that would be a lot easier. But we don't know what happens down the road. So business, we're not, and I hate to say it, it's the laundromat business that we feel it's a more intense use than a typical business that we have on Parker Street and that area. And we're afraid of the parking issue and afraid of the infrastructure effect. And as I said, the way this process works, we can't get any input until it's already approved. And sometimes it's too late.
Other question, Councilor LaPlante?
Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Mr. Cohen, so have you reached out to LCA, Lawrence Catholic Academy? Have you reached out, reached out to you about this project and what impact, if any, anything?
They've not reached out to us, and we did not reach out to them. We know it's a beautiful school being built, but I drive by Parker Street all the time on my way to court. This morning I was on Parker Street. There is plenty of parking that's separate from the road. So it's a double line, two-way street, and there's a solid line adjacent to the businesses that are all along Parker Street. So we respect the school. That's why we're seeking to do a B1 zone that allows a convenience store, retail store, laundromat. I think a bank could go in there. So B1 covers a lot of different businesses. We just happen to have a great buyer that wants to make this area thrive in what really is a business zone and was a pharmacy for over 61 years, like you mentioned. So other uses may not fit well in this area. And our neighbor, Ms. Furman, her whole building is all commercial in a residential zone. It's up to her what she wants to do with her own building, but we don't see that there's a parking problem there.
Well, part of and this is unfortunate, the library is not operational. I mean, God willing, we will have a South Lawrence Branch library that will bring people and potentially cars, if people aren't walking there, and it'll be busy again. That's a hope and dream of mine that we can get that back up and serve the people in that part of the city. And right now, that's an unknown. So you have more vehicles that are coming in. It may be sparse now, but it won't be sparse if we get that going and the school is full throttle, and then we move anyway. And we have ADUs all over the place. That we're trying to figure out what we're doing as a city with respect to the accessory dwelling units, as all the other things that are happening at the zoning and the planning boards that are allowing for more growth. So a lot of stuff that's happening, and so understand and realize that we're about to vote in favor of more of an increase in water rates. Does he know that? A substantial increase? I'm just curious. I mean,
I'm not sure that that's totally relevant for the situation.
Okay.
We have a gentleman who owns a lot of property in the city. Yeah. He loves the city. He wants to operate a business.
We all love the city, sure. Living in the city is not a requirement, right? I hear that all the time, and it drives me kind of crazy. We all love the city. We're all here. We all love the city. I hear that all the time. We love the city. We love the city, and we love when we make money in the city. That's what we love to do because we're developers. So that's not the issue here. I just want to make sure your client understands that as we go through this process, things like his business are going to be more challenging, more costly, and once we move things over to a B1, then I've got the zoning map right here. Other things come into play. Once you open up the faucet a little bit more, then more other kinds of activities come in that are permitted or things that need permitted by ZBA approvals or the planning board approval. I'm still not sure where I'm going on this, Mr. Cohen. I'm still divided on it. So I'll wait to listen to any other questions, and that may help me out. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Just to clarify, Councilor LaPlante, is that District F or District E?
So the actual parcel itself that's being discussed is an F. Across the street is District E. We're on the boundary.
Okay, got it. So one side is the District F, and then the
That's
other
right.
side,
But
the school is on
the parcel in question, the Packard Pharmacy and the school and all that, that's in my district.
The Packard
Yes.
School.
Yes.
Council President,
Give me a moment.
But LCA is not, it's not in my district.
Councilor De Rosario, and then Councilor Infante.
Through you, Council President.
Sure.
61 years of service as a pharmacy. Great. But times have changed. And to me, I believe, I mean, listening to Councilor LaPlante, but to me, I believe that not approving this, let's put in this property and the property owner through, I'd say through hell, because I mean, as you see in the city, all the medical facilities are going away, all the pharmacies are closing. So what are we going to get there eventually? So I believe that an entrepreneur coming in, even if you love the city or not, Councilor LaPlante, and they're coming to make money, they're also coming to pay money to the city. And we need to innovate. Again, they went out of business as a pharmacy. In that building also in the back, they have tri-medical facilities in there. Counselors, all kinds of stuff. Because I was there the other day, they were opening some type of mental health facility that I haven't seen a person walking up there again. So meaning that business they just opened as a medical facility is going to go away soon. So also the owners are not begging us, but are telling us that this is the way they want to go. We want to sell this. We're not making anything. We already run out of business. Do you think that you will attract the pharmacy? Unless they have an interest. I mean, they actually about us there. If they have an interest and they have a mindset of what they're going to build there, maybe that's the interest. But according to the attorney, they make a very low offer. I mean, but I believe that times have changed, and we also need to innovate with the type of businesses there. Medical business, pharmacy, again, went out of business. The medical business in the city, even our big hospital is struggling. So a medical facility or any type of medicine there, I think will fail for anybody that is there. That's just a comment that I have. And again, I'm in support of the change.
Thank you. Councilor Infante, she came in again to the Zoom, some technical issues. Now, Councilor Infante, you have the floor.
Hi, thank you, Council President. I actually wasn't, for my colleagues, wasn't technical issues. I went into a coughing attack, so I took care of that for a second. I apologize to my colleagues, but I was listening some parts of it, and can you, Council President, if you don't mind, can you just quickly summarize what the project is? I heard Councilor LaPlante mention two distinct areas that are in my district, which is the school, the Lawrence Catholic Academy, and also the South Library, which is both in District E. But I'm trying to connect. I did miss some parts of the conversation, so I'm trying to connect what effect that has with the overall project.
Okay. So currently, this property that is located on 128 Parker Street is located on a residential 2 zone. The applicants are looking to change that specific parcel into B1 zone so they can be legal. Even though the pharmacy was there for 61 years, they were not operating on their lot that allowed them to, due to the fact that they were operating on a residential lot, not a business. But they were running a business for 61 years. So now they wanted to change it to B1, which allowed them to run multiple business, and also laundromat is permitted within the boundaries of B1 zone. So they seeking for this body to approve, actually after the zoning board have run a public hearing and approving this item at the zoning board level. They looking to have this body, the city council, as per the law, to approve the dispatch zoning change. And this is what the item is all about. The project itself is about a laundromat that is going to join. It's going to actually be able to buy this lot or this business, not the lot, this business and be able to run a laundromat out of that facility. That's
Okay.
that's the proposed new business.
Thank you, Council President. I did hear one of the attorneys uh, making a counter argument pertaining to parking and the school during pickup and drop-off times. And I know regardless of the area, any school during that time is an issue. What I do know, dealing with pickup and drop-off situations, particularly with the Frost School on Hamlet Street, what I have learned is dealing with those situations is that it's for a short amount of time. It seems longer when you're in it, but the overall time frame of that is relatively short. So I don't believe in the long run that's going to be an issue. It might be an inconvenience, an annoyance, but I don't think that's an actual issue itself. Going into my 5th year as a counselor, I have not had many issues in that area with businesses, residents. When I'm in that area, there has been minor situations, but it's more DPW related than anything else. So I personally don't see an issue with changing this, at least for the area, for the other side of that street that affects District 8. I don't see an issue with it. And if something can be figured out that businesses can align and continue thriving, I don't see it as a bad thing.
All right, thank you, Councilor Infante. Now we have Councilor Marmo.
For clarity purposes, I'm looking at the image on Google Maps. Are we talking about this parcel in addition to the parking lot and then this, I don't know if it's a 3-story
Just the
building
front.
that's just the front? Just the front?
Just the front.
Oh, okay.
The pharmacy.
Just the pharmacy? What about the parking lot?
The parking lot is.
Four?
Can we just get some clarities on the actual boundaries of the lot that we're changing? The parking lot is not part of it. Yeah. So the parking lot is not part of it. They have parkings. Can we clarify on that on the amount of spot we got?
We own 4 of the spot. The pharmacy actually owns 4 of those spots.
So
All right. So the pharmacy owns 4 of those spots, but the change of the zoning is only related to the parcel of the pharmacy itself.
Okay.
That
I mean,
little
I'm
parcel
gonna be
in the front.
honest, I'm not opposed to the rezoning because I'm familiar with this area and similar to the discussions mentioned in favor of it, I do see that there are businesses that are thriving within Parker Street, which leads to Winthrop and 114. I have a question, though. I don't know if it should be targeted to the attorney or to the buyers. Is there a study or some sort of analysis that you guys kind of pay for or do in order to make a decision as to what is the type of business that you want to invest in? Like, why a laundry? How did you come to that determination as opposed to a youth facility, as opposed to a 7-Eleven? Like, I'm just, not that I'm saying that that's the type of business you should be doing. I'm just trying to understand, how did you come about in making the decision that a laundromat would make sense?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so I've been looking to open up a laundromat, and I've been super patient. We've been going through this deal for what, 8 months, I would say. So it's been quite some time. I've looked at places in Lynn, Lowell, Lawrence, and I'm familiar with that area. I own a 9-unit in Salem Street, right across the way there. So I know that there's the demand for the laundromat. So I actually brought one of my mentors who owns 7 laundromats, Neptune Laundries. He's been able to help me out. He actually went and checked out the place. He checked out the competitors. He checked out the area. And I also had a vendor, a machine vendor, come in, do a case study based on population. I know there's Happy Laundry down the road, 2 blocks down. There's the Union Street Laundry. There's another one about a block or two away, but they're like 2-3 blocks away. So around that surrounding area, there's a need for it based on the demographic and how many multifamily buildings are there. So I always wanted to open up a laundromat since I was 10 years old. So, I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. I'm a director for sales for a huge company, and my wife wants to, start her journey. So this is me supporting her. And we've been looking all over the place, Lynn, Lowell, Lawrence, and this area in particular, this building in particular, just fits the model, right? The way it's set up, it's a long building. There's the 4 parking spots, but if you look at the front of the building there's a huge strip where you're going to be able to, find easy parking for the customers. So to answer your question, I did do a case study. I wouldn't, because at the end of the day, all in, I'm going to be investing around $1.5 million into the laundry. We're not restructuring anything, but as far as like the machines, we want to make it look extremely nice. I don't know if you guys provided a photo of the outside on what we want to make it. We want to make it a modern laundromat. And so we did the case study. We wouldn't be investing so much capital if we didn't do the case study on the area. It's not just like me kind of running it, but it's somebody that's in the business, somebody that has been doing laundries, Neptune Laundries, if you look it up. They're all over East Boston, Lynn, Revere. And I would say they're probably one of the, if not the most successful laundromat business in Massachusetts. And I've been blessed to be able to be mentored by the owner of that business. So not only his advice, but the vendor, he ran a case study, and they determined that it's a great place for it, and there's demand. Even though there's competition, but if you look at South Lawrence, there's not a lot of competition compared to North Lawrence. So you'll find 3 laundromats that are in South Lawrence, and that area is underserviced.
I appreciate you mentioning the case study because I think it's important. And again, I'm speaking for myself. I'm just one vote. I hesitated not necessarily because of the rezoning. I'm in favor of that, considering what the makeup of the current district looks like in that area. But I also love to hear from my colleagues who represent that district what their opinion is and what are the potential impacts to that area, considering that this is the district that they represent and they know it best as opposed to me. But I also want to have this serve as a message to my colleagues that I think it's important for us to continuously do our due diligence to also ask these important questions in terms of the type of businesses that are coming in. And I appreciate the fact that you want to invest in Lawrence. I think it's amazing, and I love that. But I think we need to be responsible also and making sure that we are saying yes to the type of businesses that best serves our community. So again, I don't have an issue with the rezoning. I don't know how I feel about the parking. I drive constantly up and down that area. I think a lot of us do. We're constantly traveling, considering it's a gateway to the highway, the registry of motor vehicles. So we all frequently travel to that part of Lawrence. So, I'm a little concerned with the fact that the pharmacy is more of like you're in and out. You're there for less than 15, 20 minutes. Versus a laundry, you're kind of there for a longer period of time. So I'm just kind of concerned that 4 parking spaces isn't merely enough for the demand of what you're going to attract and the customer base that you're going to receive.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's a
not
valid
sure.
concern. I do want to notate that when we did the case study, you'll realize that the laundry, most of the volume, so the way they measure it is based on capacity. We're going to add 22 washers, so it's not a huge space, right? It's in the case study is based on capacity. And we also have to consider that most of the volume on a laundromat is weekends, right? So it's not going to be at 8 o'clock on a Monday. It's not going to be at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday. The majority of the volume and the makeup of a laundromat business, it's always made up. I mean, the busiest days are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So when you look at that area, there's no school on Sunday. There's no school on Saturday. So when you look at the data on how a laundromat operates, most of the volume, you're actually counting on how busy you are on Saturdays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but mostly Saturday and Sunday. So, because I actually, talked to Nick, he's the owner of Neptune, and I have big dreams, big aspirations, and I'm almost delusional with, the things I want to accomplish. And I was kind of pushing the limit on like, hey, can I accomplish this? Can I accomplish that? He's like, as much as you want to accomplish that, when you open up a laundromat, you're working for the weekend, right? You're gonna have, some demand during the week, but most of it's gonna come during the weekend. To answer your question, you should expect most of the volume or the traffic during Friday, specifically Saturday and Sunday, where if you look at even the neighbors, the offices, I don't know what businesses are there, but I'm sure they operate 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So you'll notice that most of the volume is during the time that there's no school and the rest of the neighboring businesses are not gonna be operational.
Thank you.
Councilors, any other questions? We're going to the second round. Councilor LaPlante.
Thank you. So this is very helpful, and my colleagues, your comments and questions, I think, are helping me get to a better point. So I appreciate listening to your viewpoints. It's drifted me to a different direction now regarding water and water capacity. I harped on this a little bit more. It was an irrelevant question, but I think there is some relevance associated with it. But has there been any studies that show that we've got the water capacity going through there? From what I'm led to believe, a laundromat uses a lot of water. And the last thing I want to do is to have pressurized problems with the people that I represent in the neighborhoods right behind South Union Street. So the question is do you have any information regarding the impact of water once this is operational to the residents that are in the area? Anybody who's got the answer.
Thank you for that question, Attorney Cohen again. I personally don't have information about water capacity for that area, but I think if on the main Parker Street area, if Hafner's Car Wash and gas station is not complaining about the use or availability of the volume of water, I don't see how this laundromat would have an issue either. The main would come right off of Parker Street, water and sewer. So if we're here to discuss the change of the zone to a B1 for a property that was a pharmacy. I don't believe Ms. Furman has a water capacity issue in her building, but if you approve to a B1, then our buyer has to go through a number of steps to get approval for what they're doing. So he already represented that he'll do about 22 washing machines. It's unlikely you'll get 22 washing machines running at the same time for a 30 or 40-minute cycle. Maybe on the weekends, on a Saturday and Sunday like he represented. But I think it's something that we can look towards as the next step once the zone to B1 is approved. Because he still has to submit plans for approval, go through the building department, go through water sewer, and get all his approvals.
I appreciate that. So I hear that you're backing off. This is not about the usage. This is about B1. It's all about putting a B1 there. But earlier you wanted to make sure we met the owners and we wanted to talk about the business, and then the person on the other side was talking about water. And I think Mr. Hayes on his counter argument makes, I think, some good arguments with respect to the water. I just think that we should. The last thing I want to do as a city council, when this comes before me, and all of a sudden it's a Saturday morning and someone can't get their laundry done at the house on whatever street's behind there, and then, did you vote for that thing? Yeah, I did. What were you thinking? There's a laundromat. Of course it's going to be using a lot of water. I mean, why would you do such a thing? Did you get any kind of, did you get any data that showed that we had the capacity? Well, they said that Hafner's was able to get water. Well, that's fantastic that Hafner's got it, but this is put it over, Hafner's was fine. Now you got one more heavy use, now that we weren't able to have capacity. All this gets to the point. I'm leaning more, to be honest with you, in favor of what we're trying to accomplish for reasons that we talked about before. if we put this into, if we move this to a B1, the chances of there being more housing there is going to be diminished, I think. So that, to me, if anybody knows me, knows that that's a huge plus, right? But I also have to balance that with impacts to the residents that are living there today and who are going to be living there tomorrow and when this business ends. I don't know if this is acceptable, Council President. I think before I cast my vote, a meaningful and informed vote, I would like to know the answer to that question, which is not here today. I would like to hear from the Water Department about water capacity in that area. If we move it to zoning for a purpose such as this, can it handle it? If the answer is yes, I'm more inclined to go in one direction. If the answer is no, I'm more inclined to go in a different direction. That's where I stand right now to make an informed decision. So I would love to be able to table this tonight, make a request to the Water Department to have a conversation, because they know, the Council President asked for data on these different things, and as we are starting to debate in the next meeting on the water flow and the cost and all that, which is why I brought this up. This is very pertinent. He knows, and I think that we should get that information. I would feel more comfortable as a district council who represents that area, who's going to be getting the phone calls from residents saying, why did you do what you did? I think we can wait 2 weeks. That's my point.
Councilor Plan.
Yeah.
The people that are going to, just to clarify based on the water uses that you mentioned, two things that they mentioned, and it's a fair to bring it up. They're going to do a new connection, and that connection will go to the main. And another question that might arise to that question, people that are going to be using that laundromat are currently washing their clothing in the places that they are. So they're using that water. And they are not from 3 miles away. They are from the same area. Eventually, potentially, they just go back to that laundromat that is going to be closest to their home, but it's going to be within the area. I just said on the water uses. I mean, if we keep on looking that way, we're going to find plenty of way to say yes and plenty of things that we can say no. In the meantime, the discussion need to get to a point that we can actually agree upon something or disagree upon something. So I entertain a motion for sure. It will be an order if you put a motion to table, and if it's second.
I'll make.
I have one more question.
Sure.
Councilor Infante.
Thank you, Council President. And this is actually to my at-large colleagues. As you know, the other side, we have some housing buildings off of Fernham Street, also Blatchford Street. What I'm unfamiliar with within those units is if they have laundry capacity inside or not. Like I've been in the buildings, but not necessarily as too long to notice something like this within those apartment units. So I'm wondering if any of my at-large colleagues know this or not.
Well, I personally don't know because that's a specific question. But what I know is that people are washing their clothing on a daily basis, and they doing it for a need, not because they want it. And essentially, water usage on this case is based on need. And laundry mats are there for a reason and for a need of the community. But as I don't want to deviate from the actual question that we have in front of us, which is rezoning from R2 to B1. So
Right, I asked that, Council President, because hearing the Council Marmo's question to the owner pertaining to any studies, and he mentioned the need within the area and the housing and the multifamily. So that just made me think of those housing units there. And I was just wondering whether you or Councilor Reyes had any information on that particular need.
Councilor Reyes?
Through you, Councilor President. Some buildings have laundry inside the building, so I think, but I live in near from this area, I think we don't have any conflict to have the kind of business around because I think it's a need from our area. When I try to looking for the laundry, it's a little bit far from my house, so I thinking around my area, I think it's a really good opportunity to develop a new business in this area for our community. I know what is the concern to my colleague from District F, but at the same time, I think it's a great opportunity to our residents in this area. In response to Councilor Infante, we have a lot of buildings in this area. Some of them don't have laundromat inside. They have the machine, but I think we continue need it. Some
All right.
kind of project like that.
Councilor Plan, if you decide to make a motion to table, it is in order as far as a second. So, you have a question? Councilor Levy.
Through you, Council President. So right now we are discussing just to change the zoning.
Yes.
You know, for the R2 to B1. That is the discussion tonight. But what happened? Right now we are getting through that they want to build a laundromat. But what happened if we change the zone and then they decided that they don't want a laundromat, they wanted something different? What is going to happen?
Right now, we have a business operating there for 61 years.
Yes, I
And-
knew the
and,
pharmacy. Yes.
Yeah, let me respond to you. If another business come up, it will be in compliance with the actual 61 years of business that they have there. Right now, they should be housing there right now.
Yeah.
There should be an R2 which allow a residential to a duplex and essentially down the road an ADU. So 3. So if we leave it like this, it will be a duplex eventually. That's for sure what the only thing that is going to happen on that lot. Because that's the reality. So right now it's residential 2. They're looking to change it in compliance with 61 years of business to B1. That's what they have.
No, I understand that, what I said, but they can come out later and say, well, we decided that we don't like it, you know, the idea of having a laundromat. But they need to look for another kind of business. All right.
So at that point, I think that it will be in order to have a business that isn't corresponding with zoning B1 if we decide to change it, and that's being explained as of what type of business. They're not looking for B2, B3, or
Just
B3.
only
B1
B1
businesses, which is regularly the smaller businesses. That's the information that was presented to us. So, Councilor Plan, if you decide to do it, it will be in order if we get second.
No, I certainly get that. Make a motion to table for the next meeting so we can get information from the water department. I don't want to delay it forever. Motion
All
to
right,
table.
there is a motion to table. Can't hear a second. Motion fails due to lack of second. Second?
I'll properly second.
There is a motion on the table and it's been properly seconded by Councilor Mamo. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
This is on a motion to table. Councilor Gonzalez, I'll start with you.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmo?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
No.
Councilor Reyes?
No.
Councilor Del Rosario?
No.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Council Vice President?
Councilor Infante?
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
She voted no. Yeah, she already voted,
I
yeah.
don't think you. Phew. Council President Rodriguez?
No, what's the count?
It fails. I got 1, 2, 3 in favor of the tabling. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against and 1 absent.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll to change from R2 to B1.
I'd like to speak one more time, please. I'd like to speak one more time, make a comment, if I don't mind. I'd like to make a comment. May I have the floor, please?
Councilor LaPlante, we're going to 3 rounds of questionings and comments.
This will take less than 60 seconds. You can put the clock on it.
Councilor LaPlante.
Thank you to those councilors through you, those councilors who supported the motion to table. We often talk about what is a district councilor who knows the area well. We often say we're going to lean toward that district councilor.
Yeah, but we have 3 councilors at
I
large.
have the floor, Council President.
No, you have 3 councilors at large that also have a moment.
I said less than a minute, and now you've decided to speak because you weren't
Yeah,
able
because
to
you're
say
trying
it.
to convince otherwise. You're not following the rules.
Council President, if you don't like it, you get the floor last. You get to say whatever you want, but at least let me finish what
No,
I have
because
to say.
you are deviating from the item. That's not in order. You're thanking the councilors. You're thanking the councilors. That's out of order.
You don't let me finish, Council President.
But you should be in order before I let you finish.
Council President.
Yes, you're going to be in order to the item?
Are you not going to give an opinion all the time when you're not supposed to, Council President, which you did earlier that I
Oh,
did not
yeah.
count you on? That's the point, Council President.
Yes,
A lot of respect goes 2 ways, sir. 2 ways. My point is this. Thank you, number 1. Number 2, if I'm forced to make the vote on this, I'm going to ask my colleagues to vote yes in favor. I wanted to go to remain as an R1. I wanted to go to a B, stay as a B1, not as an R, for the reasons I mentioned earlier. It seems like the best course of action, I think, but I also wanted to make sure that I make the point known that there are other folks. I've listened to what members have said in the past regarding their votes. Duly noted. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor LaPlante. Duly notice that 3 councilors at large also represent that area, and they're here present today. It is not just about the councilor representing that district. It is about the councilors and the council, not one specific person. We also get complaint as a councilor at large. I also get complaints from multiple areas around the city or the entire city, just like Councilor Reyes and Councilor Levy. So every time we mention that we're leaning towards the council or district councilor, it is not well represented of the community. Madam Clerk, please call the roll for the vote.
To remind the council, I have, Councilor Del Rosario made the motion, it was seconded by Councilor Reyes, and that was to approve the change.
That's the underlying motion.
Yep, Councilor Plant, I'm going to start with you.
Great. Super. Thank you. To move it to a B1, the answer is yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Mamu.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Council Vice President.
Yes.
Council President.
Yes, motion carries. Madam Chair, Madam Clerk, please go to item 1825, top of the agenda.
Document number 18-25 relates to handicap parking and the public notice for all the handicap.
Motion to pass 10.
There's a motion to pass 10, properly second discussion. There is no discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please
No.
call the roll. Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
So on a motion to go past 10 o'clock, I'm sorry, Councilor Gonzalez? Thank you so much. To go past 10.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Mamu?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
No.
Council Vice President Levy? Yes. Council President Rodriguez?
Yes. Madam Clerk, please go on to public hearing item 1825.
Yep, I'm sorry, the public hearings. Yeah, but there's lumps. I don't know what the right word is. Document number 18-25, document number 459-25, document number 13-26, document 35-26, document 36-26, document 58-26, document 387-25, document 334-26, document 57-26, document 71-26, 72-26, and 106-26 were all advertised together. The public notice read Notice is hereby given that the Lawrence City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, April 21st at 7 p.m. in the Council Chambers, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and in accordance with the recently revised City Council Rule 2, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person and remotely to accommodate participants with health considerations that prevent them from participating in person. To receive access codes for remote participation, please contact the city clerk at eileen.bernal@cityoflawrence.com or 978-620-3230, or view the meeting on Facebook and YouTube. The purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendment to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence, to be further amended by adding the following subparagraphs to Section 10.36.340 of the Municipal Code, handicapped parking, in the proper alphabetical order. Document 18-25 Jackson Street, west side, from a point 50 feet north of Irving Avenue to a point 70 feet north of Irving Avenue. Document number 459-25 Haverhill Street, south side, from a point 71 feet northeast of Margin Street to a point 91 feet northeast of Margin Street. Document number 13-26 Utah Street, west side, from a point 293 feet north of Fifth Street to a point 313 feet north of Fifth Street. Document number 35-26 Juniper Street, east side, from a point 255 feet north of Alder Street to a point 275 feet north of Alder Street. Document number 36-26 Kendrick Street, south side, from a point 200 feet west of Belmont Street to a point 220 feet west of Belmont Street. And document number 58-26 Ames Street, west side, from a point 64 feet south of Ohio Avenue to a point 84 feet south of Ohio Avenue. And further amended by deleting the following subparagraphs to Section 10.36.340 of the Municipal Code, handicap parking. Document number 387-25 Durant Street, north side, from a point 102 feet westerly of the intersection with Belmont Street to a point 122 feet westerly of the intersection of Belmont Street. Document number 34-26 Courier Street, north side, from a point 114 feet westerly of the intersection of Wilmot Street to a point 134 feet westerly of the intersection of Wilmot Street. Document number 57-26 Juniper Street, west side, from a point 272 feet southerly of Basswood Street to a point 292 feet southerly of Basswood Street. The persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Public hearing is now closed. Councilors, we need a couple of motions to either take this as a block or take these items individually. We have 6 different items which are for the handicap parking, and 3 of them are to remove handicap parking.
Council President,
Councilor De Rosario.
through you, if I can take out of order 459-25, and I'll explain why, and make a motion to withdraw.
Okay, let's take it individually.
Yeah, if it's in order, 459-25, which is 464 Hayward Street. I'm in contact with the constituents, and they actually moved, and they are going to put another request with the new address. So if we can,
All right.
I would like to make a motion to withdraw document 459-25.
All right, there is a motion to withdraw item 459-25. Second discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Sorry.
Do you mind if I read it?
Yeah, right on. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Vice President is noted as absent. Councilor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Motion carries. Item 1825.
Council President, I can
Councilor
follow
LaPlante.
your suggestion. I can follow your suggestion and take it as a block. The other ones, since there's no objection to that.
All right, item 1825, 1326, 3526, 3626, and 5826. We will take it as a block.
Second.
And the motion will be
Motion
to take it
approved.
as a block and to approve. Is that
Second.
correct? Can you accept that as a friendly amendment?
I believe Councilor De Rosario was the one who made the motion, so.
So you're making
he
the
just
motion
said
to take it as a block
Take it
and
as a
to
block and
approve?
approve it as a block.
All right,
Second.
no problem. That is been properly second. Discussion. We have a great shot
What happened?
today.
What's-
Councilor Plan, you've been great today. Yes. Councilors, we have a motion in front of us. Properly second. Discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Marmo?
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilor Levy is noted as absent. Council President?
Yes. Motion carries. Document 38725, 3426, and 5726. Can I get a motion to take it as a block and a motion to remove?
Motion to take it as a block and motion to remove.
Second.
There's a motion, both motion containing two specific things. Properly second. Discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmo?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Vice President is noted as absent. Council President?
Yes, motion carries. Madam Clerk, please read the notice for item 49325 and any other item that is together with that one.
I'm sorry, I just, the roll call votes are killing me with that. Sorry. Can you just give me the document number on the first one?
493.
493, thank you.
Yes.
Install underground.
Document number 493, document number 3726, document number 11026, 11126, and 11226 are all related to National Grid and published in one public notice. So the notice is hereby given that the Lawrence City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, April 21st, 2026, at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass., pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023. And in accordance with the recently revised City Council Rule 2, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person and remotely to accommodate participants with health considerations that prevent them from participating in person. To receive access codes for remote participation, please contact the city clerk at eileen.bernal@cityoflawrence.com or 978-620-3230, or view the meeting on Facebook and YouTube. The purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning a petition presented by the Massachusetts Electric Company doing business as National Grid, requesting the City of Lawrence, Mass. By and through its city council members for permission to locate poles, wires, fixtures, and/or underground conduits, including any necessary and sustaining and protective fixtures along and across the following public ways. Document number 493-25, install underground utility conduits on Essex Street near Amesbury Street. Reference number is 311-70461. Document number 37-26, install and maintain underground conduits on Amesbury Street and Canal Street. Reference number 311-70451. Document number 110-26, install one JO pole on McFarland Court near Water Street. Pole number 1105-50 between poles 1105 and 1106. Reference number 312-40071. Document number 11126, install one JO pole on Maple Street near Currier Street and relocate pole 3460. Reference number 310-83480. And document number 112-26, relocate one JO pole on Maple Street near Short Street and relocate pole 3455, reference number 310-83480. Copies of the relevant plans for the above referenced petitions are on file with the Office of the City Clerk and may be viewed upon request. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Here none, public hearing is now closed. Councilors,
Motion to approve?
there's a motion to approve item 49325, Authority 03726, 11026, 11126, and 11226 as a block. Motion to have been approved, properly second. Discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez. Yes. Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Levy is noted as absent. Councilor Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Madam Clerk, the next notice will be 9026.
Document number 90-26, the proposed modification to ordinance number 0204, excuse me, 02.04.081. Public notice reads, notice is hereby given that the Lawrence City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, April 21st, 2026, at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and in accordance with the recently revised City Council Rule 2, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person and remotely to accommodate participants with health considerations that prevent them from participating in person. To receive access codes for remote participation, please contact the city clerk at eileen.bernal@cityoflawrence.com or 978-620-3230, or view the meeting on Facebook and YouTube. The purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendment to revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence, to be further amended by deleting the current version of Ordinance 02.04.081 of the Municipal Code, temporary appointments, and replacing it with the following. Temporary appointments. Sub A, no person appointed by the mayor to fill a vacant city office or on a temporary basis pursuant to Section 4.4 of the city charter shall serve in the acting capacity for more than 90 days. The 90-day period may be extended by vote of the city council for up to an additional 90 days with or without the request of the mayor. All vacant positions filled on a temporary basis pursuant to the city charter shall be posted and advertised within 90 days of the first temporary appointment unless such time is extended by vote of the city council with or without the request of the mayor. Sub C, absent a vote to the extent a temporary appointment as described in subparagraph A above, any such temporary appointment pursuant to Section 4.4 of the city charter shall expire at midnight on the 90th day. Any such person temporarily appointed shall revert to the employment status and pay rate the person held immediately prior to the temporary employment. If the appointee was not an employee prior to the temporary appointment, then that person shall revert to a non-employee status. The city council may, at its sole discretion, allow the appointee to continue in the position until a suitable individual is hired. Sub D, on the 91st day, the following the temporary appointment pursuant to Section 4.4 of the city charter, with no further action, temporary appointment or final appointment by the mayor, the city council shall authorize the personnel director to post and advertise the position, receive applications, certify applicants, and submit to the council for selection and appointment the 5 highest certified applicants. The city council shall select and employ an individual from that pool of applicants within 30 days. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Public hearing is now closed. What's the motion?
Motion to approve?
There's a motion to approve, properly second. Discussion.
Discussion.
Councilor LaPlante.
One is a ministerial matter. I would just like to ask the clerk that in the future, on something like this, just give it maybe a 2 or 3 word so the public, when they look at it, or a counselor for shorthand can look at it. But this one, proposed modification ordinance 2.4081, then putting on this piece of paper, temporary
Appointments,
or temporary
sure.
appointment, something like that. That would be
Appointment
helpful.
only,
So I would like to hear from the author of this, as to, and I think I know why, but I think it's important for me to hear why I should be voting yes for this.
Councilor Infante.
Sure. Thank you. Through you, Council President. Well, first, I want to say thank you to Madam Clerk for reading the entire ordinance, as we still have some pending matters pertaining to this ordinance. But what you have before you, councilors, I explained in the ordinance committee, it's just language correction. 2 years ago, the city council voted to eliminate the word provisional and the definition of provisional from our municipal code, and the ordinance still reflected that term. So I just made proposed edits to eliminate that term to follow what we have done in the past, what we approved in the past. So you will only see the words acting, not acting, and provisional, how it used to be stated in the past.
Thank you for the explanation, Councilor Infante. Councilor Plan, you have any other questions?
I do. So I think this is fantastic. I supported this during the Rivera administration. I actually worked with Mayor Rivera after he got elected the second time, to put something on there, because what was going on during that previous administration to Rivera's was that things were going out of whack. People were serving for over a year in a temporary capacity or provisional capacity, or whatever the fancy wording was, and that was just making a mockery of it. So I made that attempt. It passed. Councilor Infante, my colleague from District D, perfected it more 2 years ago and is doing it one more time. I'm in favor. I think it's fantastic. Here's the fly in the ointment, and I think all of us know this. So let me say something that we all know. We can craft as many of these ordinances that we want, but if an administration, regardless of who it is, decides they're not going to do it, what is the call of action should they flaunt? And I'm not talking about this administration, I'm talking about any general administration to this ordinance. I just don't know what tool we have to be able to ensure that administrations, any mayoral administration, goes ahead and has something there for the amount of time it's written in this thing, because that's what's happened in the past. Mayors try to find loopholes to get around it. So that's my question. Has there been any consideration to what would happen if they've violated the ordinance?
Well,
I guess I was going to ask Councilor Infante.
If they violate the law, Councilor Infante, give me a minute. If they violate the law, the public will notice that they not respecting the what they're supposed to based on the oath they took when they were elected. Also, if they violate the law, a court might take action on that, and the AG's office definitely can take a look at that situation. Councilor Infante.
If I may add, Council President.
Sure, Councilor Infante.
The councilors that served, that also, I think it was a unanimous vote, but that approved the changes. So we did experience a loophole, as you may remember, Councilor LaPlante, where a position was put for, a temporary position was made for a year, and it came to all of us as a surprise, prompting the change to the definitions within the municipal code, and the change to eliminate provisional throughout our ordinances. As of right now, I do have something at the ordinance committee level pertaining to your question. I was asked some concerns were brought up to me by the ordinance committee in terms of the language of my resolution, and that has been fixed. I could not go before the ordinance committee last week, but I do plan on being there next week to address the concerns. Well, not to address, to submit the revised language that should satisfy every question and concern that was brought up to me. And I also have that outlined for the committee in case any questioning or concerns were forgotten, and how exactly those were fixed within the language.
Thank you. And one thing I would just suggest, and I don't have an answer, but
Councilor LaPlante, you have the floor.
I don't have an answer, but I think that if we look at the ordinance, I'm going to refer to a different ordinance. The ordinance deals with the surveillance, camera surveillance. There are provisions in that ordinance that talks about penalties. And the penalties deal with the reduction of funding for surveillance equipment in the budget. So there's something. We're going to find out if that works. I put it on the agenda to be sent to a committee. Who knows which committee you're going to send it to? But whatever it gets sent to, I'm curious to see what the committee decides to do. And then with respect to that, and then if we decide that's the way to go, and we're going to enforce that, we're going to cut, if we don't get the impact studies in this hypothetical with the cameras, I'm curious, maybe we apply something like this in an ordinance such as this. So for example, if a position goes longer than the prescribed amount of time, then we say in the upcoming budget, that position gets cut. And then make that a part of this thing, just as like we did with the camera surveillance provision. So it's something to consider. I don't have an answer. I don't want to put this on tonight. I do want to see what happens first. Let's have a trial run. Let's see what happens with the surveillance cameras. Maybe we don't need to go there. Maybe department heads come and they give us the stuff and we're going to be okay. We'll get the information and that'll be fine. It's good. But if they don't, that's our test study. Thank you.
Council President,
Councilor Infante.
if I may add, I think what the points that Councilor Plan is making are good ones. I don't think it would hurt to strengthen this ordinance or any of our ordinance in that matter. I, at the time, did not think of these questions that are coming up now, because the way, at least that I interpreted the language of this ordinance, is that the last section of the ordinance, section D, to me, that's the consequence. If there isn't a confirmation by the 91st day, then it's the council's responsibility to hire. But given the certain circumstances that we have seen, perhaps there is a need to further fine-tune or streamline our processes when it comes to acting in temporary roles within the city.
So in another word, just like we do hire the clerk and the city attorney, that position will fall into the council prerogative when it comes to hiring, and that's on the ordinance. So if the administration doesn't follow through on the 91 date, automatically fall into the council for hiring, and the council will entertain the five most qualified candidates based on the ordinance, and within 30 days, the council need to make a determination. Obviously, during that, how I see this is that during that time, the intent of the council, since we are not individuals elected by 6 different districts and 3 at large, is to work with the administration when it comes to bringing the best person to be hired to any of those positions. So that's the intent of the council. Definitely entertain those qualified candidates to be interviewed and subsequently recommended to be hired. Councilor Blanc.
So in the language that I adopted, or I sponsored back in 2016, now I forget the exact year, that's the language I put in there. Because I thought that was going to do, what mayor would want to give the authority to the city council to hire a department head? I thought that was going to stop, because no mayor, whoever it was, would not want to have the legislative body take the power, some authority that is inherent in them. So I thought that was going to be enough. But I will tell you, now as I'm looking back on it for the last 10 years or so, it didn't work. And I'm okay to say that. We tried it, and it didn't work. I am willing to find another option. I don't think tonight's the night to talk about that other option. The hour's late. We need to put more thought into it. But I'm open to going ahead and putting some sort of substantial, we have the budget. That's our biggest tool, bar none, the budget. I think we all know that from last year's budget debate. We use that tool. smartly, craft it surgically. We say, this is one position. If you don't fill it, we're going to lose it until you fill it with a permanent, and then we fill it. Something like that. That's just an idea that I have, and I'm willing to work with my colleague from District D, who, I'll be very frank, she has taken the bull by the horns on this. She has taken the lead, and I'm impressed with her, and I'm impressed with her abilities on this matter. Thank you.
All right. Councilors, at this point, I'll call the questions. All those, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante? Councilor Levy is noted as absent. Council President?
Yes. Motion carries. So, Madam Clerk, there is any other public hearing?
I think
I don't
that's
think
it.
so. Okay. Public matters pending public hearing. We have a few communication from the city attorney, from the mayor, or any city officials. There is none. Committee report. We finished today with the Budget and Finance Committee, Housing Committee. There is no report. Ordinance Committee. We're done. Personnel Committee. We finished. Public Safety and Emergency Management Committee. There is no report. Committee of the Whole. There is no report. All business. Item 42525, removal of handicap parking, 18 Fulton Street. No ordinance was filed. Madam Clerk. Item 42525.
Both of these items, document 42525 is the removal of handicap parking at 18 Fulton Street. There is no ordinance on file, so instead of paying for a public hearing when there's nothing to delete, I just hoping the council would take a motion to withdraw.
There is a signs located on those places right now?
There is signs, yeah.
All right, we need to send correspondence to DPW recommending them to remove those due to it, no ordinance on file. Can I get a motion to send correspondence to the DPW to remove those two signs?
So move.
There is a motion on the table, properly second discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
This roll call. Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Marmal?
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilor Levy is noted as absent. Council President?
Yes, motion carries. Can I get a motion to withdraw these two items? Item 42525 and item 10526. There is a motion to withdraw, properly second discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal?
Yes.
Councilor Infante?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Council Vice President is noted as absent. Council President?
Yes, motion carries. Any table matters that we would like to discuss? Any table matters that we would like to discuss?
No.
Now let's go to new business. Item 5526, transfer of funds for the amount of $457,000 from free cash to the fire department overtime account. This is going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item 15626, authorization to spend $10,000 Mass DOT Safe Route to School. Is RTS signed and lines project that's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item 15726, year-to-date budget review, Department of Public Work, that's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item 15826, approval of extension on the creating of Drive Lawrence funding award to Semana Hispana, that's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item 15626, appropriation transfer for the amount of $25,000 of ARPA free cash allocation from the APR to the Office of the Planning and Development. That's going to the Ordinance, to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item 16026, authorization to accept donation of a 15-passenger van, Runs Merrimack Valley Transit Authority, MIVA. That's going to the Ordinance Committee.
Usually that goes to Budget and Finance because it's like a grant.
Okay, that's going to the, let's send it up to the, Budget and Finance Committee. Item 16126, Five Star Express Transportation LLC, renewal of taxi liberty license. That's going to the ordinance committee. Item 16226, resolution directing a review of chapter 9.25 of the municipal code of civilian technology and redefining the city council's oversight roles in ensuring compliance with the ordinance. That's going to the is a resolution. That's going to the ordinance committee. Item 16326, ordinance committee. Item 16326, United Healthcare Community Plan, Research Fair, Companion Common, Thursday, July or June? June.
I'm gonna look that up for you right now. You do the next one. How's that sound?
All right, let's do the next one. Items 16426, no parking area on Pear Street, west side, beginning of Riverside Drive and heading towards the northerly direction. That's going to the ordinance committee. Item 16526, 15-minute parking on 67 Jackson Street. That's going to the ordinance committee. Item 16626, handicap parking, 49 Kent Street, ordinance committee. Item 16726, handicap parking, 195 West Street. That's going to ordinance committee. Item 16826, resident parking, Walnut Street, between Myrtle Street and Irving Street. That's going to ordinance committee. Item 16926, all gold dealers license renewal, Brother Jewelry. That's going to ordinance committee. Item 17026, install a JO pole on Island Street and install a new pole, 5'2", approximately 30 feet from the pole, 4560. That's going to ordinance committee. Item 17126, Saving Hearts Youth Event 2026 Resource Fairs, Companion Common, Saturday, May 16, 2026 from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Friday, June 5th, 2026 from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's going to the ordinance committee. Madam Chair, item 16326, United Healthcare Plant Resource Fairs, Companion Common, Thursday, June 8, 2026 from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's going to the ordinance committee. Subcommittees. Ordinance committee will be, as per the Vice President Levy, next Tuesday, 28th at 7 p.m. Budget and Finance Committee, Madam Chair, from the Budget and Finance Committee.
Does the committee oppose to meeting on Monday at 6:30 instead of Wednesday? If you can, that's okay, but I'm just putting it out there.
Members of the committee, are you opposing?
I do not.
On the 27th, yes. All right, there is no opposition on that date.
Okay, so Monday, the 27th at 6:30.
All right, no problem. Any other committee, Housing Committee, Safety Committee, Personnel Committee?
Do we have an item?
No items on any of those.
Okay.
All right, if anything, please communicate with Teresa so we can arrange those meetings accordingly. This time, if there
Motion
is
to
no
adjourn.
other matter, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There is a motion to adjourn, properly second discussion. I hear none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante.
Sorry, yes.
Councilor Mamo.
Yes.
Councilor Miguel is noted as absent. Councilor Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilor Levy is noted as absent. Councilor President Rodriguez.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my God.